Testing 1, 2, 3. Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. This is your friend Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always my co-host, the one, the only King, Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Special drama show. That's right, drama. There's going to be some drama in this one because it's all about the outside of the ring antics that are going on. We got to have one of these every once in a while, every 3 months or so. Clear the bad blood that's going on between factions and all the intricacies that go on this type of shit. People want to clear it out, so we got to go on with that. Before we continue, let's get the business out of the way. Guys, thank you for joining us. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Elias Tufix, Black Lomachenko, Leo Parker, Mr. E, Boxing Fairy Tale, Brandon Ray, Scripting College, Mr. E, ABI, Other. Who else? Hold on. Bushido Kai, Mike P, shout out to Mike P, Dead Game in the house as well. Lobitos Den Boxing, aka Gonzalo, whom we have on the Discord right now. Wayne Hennessy, UK Rob. Is he the same as Quantum Rob? Chris Gonzalez, DJ N1, Boxing Virus, Virtuoso, Wisdom E, Timmy Nealon, Elias Tufix, Brian Harkin, and many more to come. I'm sure, guys, thank you for joining us. If you want to help the channel, you can always do so by donating with the Super Chat feature during the stream. You can always donate with the PayPal feature or the BDA, what's it called? Patreon. That's right. But the most important thing, fellas, and I can't say it enough, is that you continue hitting those thumbs up, continue subscribing, and continue spreading the BDA gospel, fellas. We are going to be opening up the phone lines, which I think they're already open. Hold on a second. Let me check. Yes, they are. They're open. Now, you got the number right there in the middle portion on the left-hand side of your screen, 1-657-383-1147. We're also thinking of opening up the portal. That means the StreamYard, so that anybody outside of, what's it called, North America can call in. Shout out to Johnny Boy in the chat room as well. God bless, fellas. Have a good show. Shout out to you, Johnny Boy. Same to you, my friend. All right, so we got Gonzalo. He made a video. Gonzalo, I haven't had time to watch your video. I haven't even had time to rewatch the Lomachenko-Lopez fight. But thank you for being here. I want to talk to you a little bit about what you did and your thoughts on this whole thing. Because there was a report that came out that Lomachenko apparently had an injured shoulder. Now, some people are saying that means Lomachenko himself made an excuse, which I have not seen from Lomachenko directly, so we're going to get right to that. Now, Bucho, you weren't here after the fight when we did the post-fight show, so...
I was listening.
All right. This is... you take it away, man.
I'll take it away. Well, I don't understand these people who claim that... Listen, I haven't seen channels that are making excuses for Lomachenko. Maybe there's a few comments from some psychos. That's understandable. It's a lot of psychos. But there hasn't been really major boxing channels that have been coming up with excuses for Lomachenko. That's just a fact. Now, if you want to compare... See, this is the thing. Some people want to create like another LDBC group, right? But instead of being African Americans, they're like white or
Mexican,
whatever, another race, Mexicans. But that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
You're saying that there's no equivalent to the LDBC in
they
any
want
other
to create
community?
a boogeyman. There's no equivalent for the LDBC. I made like fucking 7 videos. If you guys remember, go to the playlist from the BDA Boxing Show. There's a playlist of LDBC. It's called LDBC people, whatever, make excuses for Wilder. It was so easy to make, man. I managed to create 7 fucking videos out of that shit. Yeah, and all I did, it wasn't even me talking. All I did was take clips from the LDBC. We see all these guys making excuses for Wilder. Excuses like, for example, that Wilder was drugged, Fury's gloves were tampered with, he didn't have any padding, he had a metal object in the glove. There were other people that were making excuses. Wilder had his costume was too heavy. Wilder's costume, the mask that he had some LED lights and somehow affected his vision. The referee was in it. Kenny Bayless was in it. So if you can create 7 videos like the ones I made, but where you have Lomachenko fans making excuses, then I'd be very fucking surprised. So it's a challenge.
It is absolutely a challenge. And, one thing is to say that Lomachenko, who he himself didn't even come up with the shoulder thing, he hasn't mentioned it yet. And now he has to mention it because if he doesn't, he comes across as a liar. And then the people that already hate Lomachenko, they're going to hate him no matter what. So if he doesn't address that thing, they're going to say, oh, he's not addressing the thing, he's a liar. Or his whole camp is a liar. So that's one of the things that we got to keep in mind here. There's a lot of hate for Lomachenko. Now, that's understandable. That's boxing. And I'm not going to stand here and defend Lomachenko. I don't know the guy. He doesn't pay my bills.
No, I don't even know the guy. I don't give a fuck. But I made what? Go ahead.
No, yeah. Your point is that there's
the predictions as well. Like seriously, like people are acting as if Lomachenko got destroyed, like Deontay Wilder or something. Like he got exposed. What do you mean he got exposed? Like he almost stopped Teofimo. So basically, my prediction was almost correct because I said Lomachenko was going to stop the guy. Now he couldn't stop him, and I'm not saying that he was a better boxer than Teofimo. Teofimo actually he surprised me. I knew he was bigger, but I thought that Lomachenko's skills were going to be able to overcome that size handicap, right? But it didn't happen, and Teofimo was actually better than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But and then to say that Loma got exposed, also that's pretty pathetic.
That's taking
like,
away
you guys don't know
credit
shit
from
about
Lopez.
boxing if you're saying that.
Yeah, that's taking away credit from Lopez, who showed heart in there. He showed balls in that 12th round, man, because he was like, when he was looking like he was going to get overwhelmed by Lomachenko. And I was thinking, 11th round prediction is going to come true. Nah, man, he dug deep, like I said after the fight. He dug deep and showed us that he's got balls. Look, did the size advantage have something to do with it? Yeah, but I thought Lomachenko was going to be good enough to overcome that. But Lopez showed that not only did he have the strength and the speed and the power, he also had the balls, and that is something, my friends, that you cannot buy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and this guy, Scripting College, says Bucho avoided watching the strong video evidence that was playing on this channel, so his channel, showing Fury hit Wilder in the back of the head. Yeah, that's another excuse. Wilder hitting Fury in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
But Scripting College, let's be honest here. You made a video, all right, where you claim that Deontay Wilder's vision was affected by the LED lights that were on his mask. So, I mean, it was one excuse after the other, man. Now you want me to talk about the punches behind the head, but you want to avoid the LED light excuses? Come on. Let's cut the crap. Show me another channel, another community like the LDBC who are making excuses, but in this case for Lomachenko. There's none. Absolutely none.
Like you said, there's a couple of people out there.
There's some few in the chat that we don't even know their names because I guarantee you nobody even remembers their names.
And that's not disrespect. That's just to say that it's not necessarily like there's a community.
They don't have a big following. They don't have a big following.
That's right. I'm looking at the report here from Kevin Isle over at Yahoo Sports. He's talking to a surgeon called Dr. Neil El Atrache. I don't know if it's El Atrache. I don't think it's El Atrache because he doesn't have an accent at the end there. But it seems to me like it's the manager of what's his name, Lomachenko, or maybe his promoter or somebody who told the surgeon to come out with the revelation. But I don't see Lomachenko doing that. And that puts Lomachenko in a bad position because if he comes out and says, oh, yeah, the shoulder, and if it looks like excuses, or it might, and if he doesn't, it sounds like he's got something to hide, or maybe people are going to accuse him of being a liar. So Lomachenko's in a bit of a lose-lose situation here. But again, injuries and all that, that's what every fighter who loses says, or his management, especially the management, right, Bucho? Because they got an investment to protect, and they got to come up with all sorts of excuses. So, and by the way, Lomachenko did have an excuse prior to this, so it's not necessarily like it's that out of the realm of possibility that he came in here injured, but Lopez might have been injured too. Apparently, his manager said that he also had a couple of injuries. Look, whenever you step into the ring, you're always going to have a fighter not be at 100%. At best, they might be 98, 97, but it's just not going to be that hard. Now, we got Gonzalo and we got D on the line. Guys, thank you for being on. Guys, thank you for being on.
What's up, dude? What's up, everybody?
How you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Yeah, we're talking about
I hear
the.
background noise. Somebody asked you their mic.
All right. Yeah, please mute your mics, fellas. Butcher, we got a phone call. What do we do? Do we continue
Yeah,
talking
take
or?
it quickly. It's
You,
I don't know what this number is.
all right. Oh,
Outside the US.
Oh shit!
Hey.
351. You're on the air. 351.
It's Mike. It's Mike P. What's up, guys?
Oh, Mike B. Thank you for calling in, man. What's on your mind?
Mike.
Not too much, man. I agree with the decision. It's not that. But what got me more was the judging part. I know it had nothing to do with the victor. I agree that Lopez won. But people don't understand is that Bobby wanted it. Promoters are ordered judges. Judges don't go rogue. And that the problem for me is he wants Lopez to take over. So unless he put on a clinic, Loma was probably going to lose. That's my opinion. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't see any evidence that Bob Arum or Todd DeBeuf wanted Lopez to win. It's kind of hard it's a speculation to say, well, if this would have happened, that would have happened. Look, I had Lopez winning 7-5. Yeah, go ahead.
So did I. So did I. But it's like pack and horn. It's no backyard stuff. It's promoter. It's A-side. Judges don't do that because if they did, they'd be fired. And they're not that inept. I mean, we watch it and we get it right more than 80% of the time. It's not inept. It was on purpose. I believe at least. I can't prove it, but I believe it.
Okay.
And I've been seeing a lot of comments, and this Lopez is so popular, I could see why he wants him to take over. I mean, you can't say a bad. I can go on a knitting channel, mention Lopez in a bad way, and I get a comment. So this kid is taken off somehow. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of upsell when you're talking about promotion. I mean, I know there's people out there that don't like talking about the promotional aspect, but look, it's a business. Like I've always said, boxing is show business. You got to show people something. So go ahead, Cole.
Yeah, and when Loma lost, people were saying that he never fought anybody. See, he was a hype job. If he's a hype job, then who the hell is rated properly then? I just don't understand it.
Yeah, we addressed that after the fight as well. Yeah, look, there's people out there that have no standards.
I heard.
Because when they make comments like that, you're absolutely right. When they disparage a guy like Lomachenko, then you got to come out with the question, well, what are your standards then? I mean, what does a guy have to... It's hate, plain and simple, man. There's a lot of... that's what sports is in a general sense in our civilization. It's a way for people to live vicariously through other people and to... let off some steam through these guys. And some people hate fighters. Some people venerate fighters.
Right.
But anyway, you go ahead, Mike. This is your call.
But unlike the Wilder fans, I didn't lose sleep. I'm in my 40s. I enjoyed it. It bothered me a little bit, but I don't lose sleep, and I'm not making any excuses. That's the difference.
May I ask?
That's what happens when you get older. You can enjoy boxing. So...
May I ask what bothered you about Loma losing?
Because I really thought he was going to win, and I haven't seen a skill like him ever. It was new. He reinvented the wheel, so it bothered me because I never saw Lopez fight like that. And then I just heard an interview where he said for 2 years he's been. Even though he's fought other people, Lopez has been training for Loma specifically on the side. So,
well, that's to his credit, man. That's to his credit.
But it bothered me, but only for a slight second, is my point. I'm not going to go making 100 videos about loaded gloves and shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, listen, Mike, your point is well taken. Go ahead. Because we got to move on.
No. I appreciate the phone call. It's just I have studied the judging thing, and I know it comes from the top to the bottom. It's usually not incompetence. It's usually promoters.
Well, look,
I know Bob Arum did it to Pacquiao twice, with Bradley at least. porn, maybe. And when people say it's backyard, it's not. It's the
Listen,
A-side promoter.
Yeah, these decisions that the scorecards were wide, but
it didn't make a difference. It's just telling of what he wanted. I know it didn't make a difference of who won. It's just telling of what he wants.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is kind of hard to. Yeah.
That was it. Those are my thoughts.
All right, Mike. Thank you for calling in, man. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, man. Take it easy. Oh shit! Sorry about that, Mike. Thank you for your call. Butcher, do we take more calls or do we continue? Shit, what the fuck is this? Do we continue with this?
Calls do we have? All right, let's go to the calls.
Okie dokie.
Quickly.
905, you're on the air. 905. Oh, yeah, he's still there. 905, you're on the air. Yes.
Yeah, hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Hello?
905, can you hear me? Yes or no?
I can hear you.
Fantastic. We hear you as well. What's on your mind, my friend?
Okay, what's up, man? Sorry, I heard delay. So
yeah, I know. We got also.
This is the first time I'm calling, and I've listened to your show a couple of times. I like it. It's pretty good, so I'm a fan.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about the Lomachenko ordeal. You were talking about it about 5 minutes ago regarding this injury, and I want to know what you guys think with the situation in that, because I believe it's Kevin Eo who wrote the article, and he said that 6 weeks out of camp or 6 weeks before the fight that he had to have some sort of injection, right, whatever, for the shoulder injury, and then that he had to have it another time, even closer to the fight, right? So 2 times. So the thing is, usually if it's 2 rival promotional groups, because VADA has to be informed, and then the Nevada State or whatever, whichever commission has to be informed. So when they're informed, the other team has to be notified as well. Usually, if that's usually the case for 2 different promotion groups. But since everything is top rank, I'm just curious. Most likely, that means Teofimo Lopez's team would have known about it. I mean, you want them to know. And if that's the case, if Lopez's team knew, then they're going to have to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? So if they acknowledge that, the question is, how does that look on Lopez's team's part that they had known that there was an injury, and would they want to give him a rematch because of that? Or another worst scenario would be that they didn't know, and it would be kind of shady that Top Rank or whoever's managing didn't let Lopez's team know about it. And that kind of goes back to your question about whether Lomachenko would even acknowledge this whole thing himself. But I'm just curious what you guys thought about that. Because usually I know rival promotional groups are always informed if there's anything like that, like the Pacquiao and Mayweather thing,
Yeah,
That's
you bring up some good points, man.
I love your show.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Listen, you bring up some good points, but at the end of the day, when a fight happens, it happens inside the ring. People can say, well, this happened or this guy was injured, and it's true. It could have affected, but we don't have a crystal ball. We can't tell what would have happened exactly. But it's a good point. I mean, from the technicalities and the technical standpoint that you refer to us as to whether somebody was informed or not about the injury, that can play a factor. I mean, Lopez himself said that he's been studying Lomachenko for years. When you're studying somebody that in depth, you're probably also trying to get as much info as you can out of everybody or anything, camps and all that. So did he know about the injury? Maybe, but look, he did what he had to in the ring. So that's why I'm giving him credit for that. Can't focus too much on that. D, please mute your mic because there's D. Please, yeah, man. That hurt my ears.
Okay, anyways, thank you, man.
Oh, thank you.
All right,
thank you for the call,
calling. Man. Take care.
Thank you for the call. All right, sorry about that, fellas.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something. See, these type of scenarios, these type of hypotheticals, to me, that's a way to discredit Teofimo. If we start thinking about if he knew there was an injury and why he didn't do all this I think in the blood, sweat, and tears build up to this fight, Lomachenko said some specific things. I'm fully healed. I feel the best I ever felt in this, that, and the third, and a full skill display was going to be on this fight, and now here we go. It's got to be about, well, maybe Teofimo team knew this, and I'm not saying that it's just, but these are the things. Why are these things starting to come out, man? You
Oh, they
know, why
always.
why people want to think this way? Do they want to think that there was some other reason that Teofimo won besides the fact that Teofimo won? I mean, you hear some Lomachenko fans, but Lomachenko just didn't do anything. Well, what about the fact that Teofimo may have prevented him from doing things? Maybe Teofimo boxed in a way to prevent him. Maybe he felt a certain power because all of these people saying that Lomachenko didn't do anything, they're not in the ring getting punched, right? So maybe because of the danger in front of him, he tried to work in, but he had to be cautious enough, and he couldn't do these certain things. But to just say Lomachenko didn't do it, you just robbing credit from Teofimo. To say that maybe they knew about this injury and utilized it in their favor of in whatever way, it's just robbing credit from Teofimo.
It's true that it robs credit from him, but it is a possibility because, I mean, Lomachenko did win against Linares and then came out and said that he was having shoulder injury. So it's not like he just pulls this out whenever things don't go his way. And if you have a shoulder injury, it could affect. But look, to say that Lopez wouldn't have won solely because of that, I disagree. But I do agree that that type of information should come to the forefront and should be analyzed because that's what we do here in the Boxing Debate Arena and in other boxing channels. We analyze and analyze and analyze. That's what we did with the film analysis. We looked at all the possibilities. So it's not necessarily that people are absolutely taking credit away from him, but it is something worth considering. Ring IQ made a Ring IQ made a very good video about that, saying how could be both. You know, it could be one thing. It could be that that's why maybe Lomachenko didn't throw much for the first 6 rounds, or it could be, like you said, that Lopez was that good that he made Lomachenko weary of throwing. So I don't think there's any fault for anybody to consider one scenario or the other. That's my point.
I was just on the panel with Julius the other day, Ring IQ. Like, I'm on the panel with him all the time. And he also said something else specific. He said, at some levels, I'm just mad because I had the wrong pick. But let me say this too. Because we're going to just consider things, no matter whether it sounds positive for Teofimo or whether it sounds negative. You're right. We got to consider these things. So shouldn't we also consider that if Lomachenko and his team knew he had this injury and this was something that, then wasn't it stupid and arrogant to not take a rematch clause? If you know you have some fucking injury, right? Why wouldn't you institute a rematch clause? Absolutely. But if you're so confident and you're so, you feel so great that you're going to beat this kid, I don't need no rematch clause. But now a shoulder injury comes out. Well, it's pretty bad timing, wouldn't you say? Shouldn't we consider that?
Yeah, we should consider the fact that he's coming out with this excuse now. But like I said, he also came out with the shoulder thing after the Linares fight, and he won that one. So it doesn't really disparage his character that much in my eyes. I want to get to Gonzalo because he was here first as well. Gonzalo, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. PDA?
Good. Like I said, I didn't have time to watch your video. We're discussing everything now, post Lomachenko, Lopez, and all that. Next episode is going to be an actual boxing episode where we're talking about the pound for pound. But for the moment, we want to discuss on the aftermath of this fight, everything that's being said all around. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
You can't really dispute the scorecards. I know the lady judge had it wide. I think she only gave 1 round to Lomachenko. But you know them ladies, the judges, they always get it like really, really wrong. She had, Julie Letterman.
Okay.
So the other ones, I don't know specifically how many rounds they gave to Loma. I had it 9-3 for Teal, and there was 2 really, really close rounds. Round number 2 and round number 8 when he initially started to mount a attack.
Mm-hmm.
But just because he had been doing nothing, just because he started that 8th really, really good, and he initially started to fight, to me, he didn't do enough, and Teal took that round back. But then, credit to Loma, because the avalanche came, and Teal was prepared to withstand it. But Loma won the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th for me. So I had it 9-3, but if you include those 2 swing rounds for those people that scored the 8th and the 2nd for Loma, that would make it a 7-5 fight. But you also got to also consider that those 3 rounds that Loma attacked, Teal was in the fight too. It's not like he just got run over from the first second to the last. No, Teal fought back, and in the 10th round when that was one of Loma's best rounds. I think it was actually the 11th, but in the 10th, that punch to the solar plexus should have been counted as a knockdown because Loma scooted back and he actually got clipped on the belt line. It was a borderline punch, but we're not going to count that. But what I'm trying to say that for that lady, okay, yeah, but for the other two guys, I don't know how many rounds specifically they gave to Loma. It was still a close fight, but it was a clear victory in my eyes. Just to finish this off, it was a clear victory that you cannot have it to where you gave it a draw for Lomachenko, or you can have him the winner. If you had it a draw, it's like you saying that the Triple G Canelo fight, number one fight, it's kind of like the same, that you thought that was a draw. If you had this fight a draw, in my eyes. But that's basically it.
It's good points from Gonzalo right there. I thought you were referring to all female judges as incompetent, but I understood that you only meant Letterman in particular, not all female judges. So that's just wanted to clear that up for people. No.
Well, all of them in general, but she was the only one scoring this.
Just say it, Gonzalo. Just say it.
Hey, we're all about honesty here. All right, we got Recognize in the house as well. Recognize, are you there?
What's going on, BDA, Bucho, Gonzalo, D. Jeff, popping?
It's all popping, man. Things are coming out now that Lomachenko supposedly had an injury.
Yeah, but who's saying that that's an excuse? Has Lomachenko said that's an excuse? Or, I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, from what I read, it's an article from Yahoo Sports that it was his manager or his advisor. What's that guy? Aegis Kilman?
Something, yeah.
He said that Lomachenko underwent surgery. I think Kevin Iole spoke to his doctor, the same doctor that did the surgery after the Linares fight. Now, again, look, a lot of people don't understand that most fighters come in a little sore, a little wear and tear. I wouldn't be surprised, even though Teofimo's young, I wouldn't be surprised he's got some wear and tear for the amount of training that he does and sparring and all that stuff. He probably lifts weights, because he's in pretty good shape. If you look at his upper body, you could tell that's a guy that works out. Like, he uses weights and stuff like that. So I would not be surprised that even himself has like little sore injuries, and maybe one day might need surgery. You know what I'm saying? For the wear and tear on his weapons, his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So Lomachenko being injured, that doesn't mean that that's the reason why he lost the fight. There's a lot of reasons why he lost that fight. Okay, people get too emotionally attached. Now, look, I'm not gonna lie that I was upset when I heard the scorecards and I heard that Tio won, and to a certain extent, it has to do with, damn, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong about the fight. So I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm a human being. I want to win. Okay, and I did talk some smack. Okay, so yes, I want to be right about my predictions, but it's over, and he lost. And
are you making excuses?
Am I making excuses?
Yeah.
You say? I don't believe I'm making excuses. He lost the fight. Now, I do believe that Top Rank and ESPN prefer Teofimo to win the fight. Now, I don't have no evidence of that, but I just use common sense. He's 23 years old. He's a good-looking athlete. He speaks English. He's Hispanic. He's got a lot of things going for himself.
Yep.
As a boxer. Okay, so and you got Vasil Lomachenko, who's 32. Okay, he's 32 years old. His windows of dominance is very short, where Teofimo looks like he could be dominant for 7-10 years from now. Okay, because he's a very young man, and like I said, he's a guy that I don't believe. Anything could change. We'll find out, but I don't believe this is a guy who slacks off in his training. This is a guy who's into himself. That's not in a bad way, but as an athlete, you kind of want a guy that wants to take care of himself, wants to make sure he's in great shape, wants to make sure he looks good in that ring. And so there's a lot of upside for a guy like that.
Hey, does this destroy the East European agenda? The
I mean,
whole
listen,
theory
to
that
me- to-
East
to me, it
European
never did-
fighters get advantages, and they always gonna, because they're white looking, they're gonna always support them, try to make sure they win. Does that finally dismantle that bullshit? Because we've seen so many fighters get robbed, like Kovalev, Golovkin.
Yes,
I mean,
made
119, what was it? 119 was
109.
So basically, they're
109. Yeah.
they're saying that Teofimo won 11, Lomachenko won 1 round, and then the other one was which Gonzalo agrees with. Now, look, I disagree, but at least somebody like Gonzalo who does love boxing, okay, he agreed with that one. Now, maybe the 116, 112 is pretty fair, right? It's pretty fair, not to me, but in terms of like the scorecards, you can say, well, he could have lost some of those close rounds that you were giving him, including myself. I'll admit there were some close rounds where maybe I was favoring Lomachenko in those rounds. But going back to something that you said, Bucho, now I do disagree a little bit when you said that he almost knocked out Teofimo.
Well, not knocked out, but he got
knocked
in
down.
trouble.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so but you see, when we come up here, we break down fights, and even D. Jeff, who went for Lomachenko, he went for Lopez. He predict Lopez to win the fight, right? He had it different though. He had him knocking him out, but even a guy like D. Jeff said, look, in the second half of the fight, there was times that I thought Teofimo was in trouble. Me too, but Teofimo proved that he's a big, strong athlete that could sustain that. And not only that, remember, the guy said he's been studying Lomachenko for 2 years. Now take that into consideration, and that's very possible because I thought he did beautiful things, and I said this on the BDA. I'm not trying to, hedge my bet, but I said if this kid could make the adjustments to make this a good, to make it, the adjustments meaning shorten up his stance. He did that. Anytime Lomachenko would try to win the foot battle, the lead foot battle, have his foot outside of Teofimo would step out. Not like run out. He would step out just a little bit, come right back in, like do a little bit of lateral movement and come right back in to throw off Lomachenko. And I knew that if the kid comes in with those adjustments, it could be interesting. You see, I'm not going to say that I said he would win.
Mhm.
I said it would be interesting to see what Lomachenko does because Loma's going to come in there and have to do something else that's more dangerous. Get knocked out, maybe.
Hey, by the way,
Well, from the get-go, Lomachenko had trouble coming in. He realized, man, this guy's faster than I expected because the size difference was already like something we knew was right. That was going to happen. Loma was going to have a handicap. And so I think then at some point Loma realized this guy's actually better than I expected. He's fast. I can't just go in there and bang with that guy and get out because he's very dangerous. And at some point, I think he realized because he was behind on the cards, I gotta go for it. He actually went for it, and he had Theo in trouble at some points, but it just wasn't enough. That guy was much better that night and bigger. So, and by the way, saying bigger is not an excuse. All right, it's a reality. It's a reality because people who were picking Teofimo Lopez, some of their major arguments was, well, Teo is bigger and he has a lot more power. So they were conceding that he was bigger and it was an advantage. So you can't come in here and say, well, now you're making an excuse for Lomachenko because you're saying he was bigger. You were saying he was bigger because that was part of your whole fucking prediction of your argument, I should say. And by the way,
yeah, sorry.
What?
No,
People who were saying now we also realize that there is no East European agenda, and that people who were claiming that Teofimo should move up to 147. Now we know that these people don't know absolutely not. They know shit about boxing. They don't know shit about boxing.
Why Teofimo should move up to 147?
Could you imagine him fighting Crawford? Could you imagine him fighting Crawford?
Who said that? Hold on. Who said that?
A lot of people. I'll make a video out of it, man. I'll go to this LDBC channel and pick up all this bullshit they were saying.
Man,
They wanted, this. You know this. You know there was people that were saying that shit. For years
Yeah.
they were saying that Loma should move up to 147 just because
Oh,
they wanted to see
Loma,
the guy
right,
lose.
right,
Oh,
right.
you
Yeah.
said Loma. First you said Teofimo.
I
That's
thought-
why
Oh
I'm like,
no. Teofimo can go to 147. I mean,
He could
come on.
eventually.
Eventually.
Brody said,
Yeah, eventually.
I don't
yeah.
know about Lopez moving to one. I want to see what he can do with some of the young guys at 135 or move to 140. But 147, let's not get too excited right away, man. By the way, I wanted to read a couple of super chats here that we got before we continue. Shout out to, hold on a second. Please don't tell me I lost it. Yeah, okay. Chris K, who says, don't forget Friday triple header on the zone. Absolutely, man. Next time we do a boxing show, like to focus on that, we're gonna focus on that. Chocolatito, Estrada's coming back as well, and I forget the third fight in there. I think it's 3 fights. And shout out to Endgame. Sorry, I forgot your super chat 20 minutes ago, but he says, what do you guys define as an excuse? More importantly, can you actually say anything without it being called an excuse? Well, I think you know my stance on this. Just to recap real quick, I don't think guys should be bringing up things. All fighters do it, but I don't like it when they go, I don't want to make any excuses, but, and then they start telling you about how their wife left them, about how their girlfriend didn't blow them before the fight. It's like, nah, like keep it to yourself. But most guys don't do it. I can't, it's up to them. But there's definitely things that you could consider as excuses. But at the end of the day, what happens in the ring, it's like Vegas. What happened in the ring stayed in the ring. And there's very little, you're not going to get much sympathy from boxing fans, is what I'm trying to get at. Bucho, well, I think, yeah, Bucho, go ahead, man. Because we got some.
Another point. What if Loma would have stayed at 130?
What
Would
if?
he have lost? Probably not.
It's a lot of what ifs.
But then here's the thing: he needs credit for actually moving up in weight.
exactly, Bucho. I mean, the guy went for it. He was going for it.
nitpick.
Like the dude.
Sorry, recognize, but he could have done this. Sorry, he could have done what Mayweather did, like test the waters at 147, like De La Hoya, then move back down, then eventually was the Canelo fight, 152, go back down, and then pick on Miguel Cotto, right? Who had already, like, it's not an excuse, but it
that
wasn't
was a
that
good
Miguel
fight.
Cotto.
But
That was a good
bring
fight,
up,
man.
look.
That was a good fight.
It's
Yeah,
proper
but
to
he
bring
could have
up, like,
done that. 2-3 fights at 130, got back down to 130.
All right, let's not get to Mayweather. Let's not get to Mayweather.
No,
By the way,
hey, people are comparing him to fucking in the chat. Look at the chat. There's this Floyd Mayweather all over the place.
I'm not
So,
reading the
Bucho,
chat
I
right
don't know
now.
why we can't talk.
Bucho, I don't think he was that hurt though. You said that he was on the verge of getting knocked out.
Knocked out.
No, he
knocked out.
just-
no. Let's not.
I don't think Teal was that hurt. He withheld strong and fought
He
back.
he was a little bit overwhelmed.
He was at
And
one
I
point.
think
He
he was
looked.
too small to actually
Yeah,
fucking.
I think at one point you could say he was a little overwhelmed, but that was like for maybe a second.
He wasn't.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah,
He wasn't gonna
and
get knocked
he
out.
just gained because even when he was getting hit, I saw his facial reaction. He was like, he almost had that facial reaction, like, "All right, bring it, let's go, motherfucker." Like, when somebody catches you a couple of times, and they're like-
Exactly.
you can see they're feeling themselves, and you're like, "All right, motherfucker, let's do this."
That
So-
was the only way that Lomachenko was gonna get any steam behind his punches, creating inertia going forward, so he
Mhm.
can create momentum. Because in the beginning, I made a reference to it's like a small punching bag. When you punch it, you can rattle it, but when you hit a bigger one, you can't shake it up that easily.
That's
He
right.
didn't even try to establish that lead hand control because he was fearful that he was going to get countered. So he didn't fight like when he fought Campbell in Pedraza when he was throwing all those feints and stuff, those picking and prodding and try to draw out the other guy's attack. He didn't even attempt that because on the other side, you had a very powerful guy that was going to be able to eat those shots up very easy because he didn't have the strength to create any momentum. So his game plan when he adjusted and he went forward, he stunned Teal. And Teal, he ate those shots like Mike Tyson's punch out when the dude's fucking hitting the guy from India. When the guy from India is moving around, but then he caught him and he got stunned in one place. Yeah, he couldn't react really that easily, but eventually Teal was able to adjust and withstand that,
Hey,
Yeah,
Loma
we
took
gotta
a
go.
bunch of famous punches. Lomachenko took some big shots as well.
Yeah,
A lot of people
listen, it's-
predicted he wasn't going to be able to take those punches because the Linares fight and all that shit. So
Took every one of them.
Yeah, but see, this is something too, guys. Hold on, because I keep hearing like, okay, Lomachenko didn't do this, but listen, Teofimo was pumping that little paw and jab out, right? He
That's
was
true.
pumping that out. That's like a thing for timing. We see. I sat up here and I listened to people sit here and tell me, well, Teofimo's not going to be able to gain lead hand control like Linares did. Like he was throwing that jab, he was keeping Lomachenko busy. Now, after the fight, it's just about what Lomachenko didn't do. Teofimo was doing a lot of things to prevent Lomachenko from doing the things people are used to seeing him do. And it's like just to keep saying what Lomachenko didn't do. Well, what did Teofimo do to prevent that? He did a lot of things to prevent that. It was plenty of times when Lomachenko tried to pivot out. Teofimo pivoted right with him and caught him with a short hook. So see, now that's not going to work. Now that's not going to work. So we can't just keep saying what Lomachenko didn't do. It's
nobody's saying that. Who's saying that?
Hold on. Let me get this off, BDA. Let me get it off now.
That was
because
Bucho,
you might not be saying that.
That was Bucho.
You might not be saying that. But okay, Bucho, you might not be saying that. But I didn't say Lomachenko should go to 147 either. So let me get this off. Okay.
Okay, because you're saying here, people were saying here, like you're talking to the
panel. No, I'm not talking about BDA. I'm not taking no shots at y'all. I'm talking about the things that are being said. And if you're not hearing this, then I don't know. But this dumb shit is being said out there. I keep hearing people say what Lomachenko, and I'll give you an example of somebody here that said it. Stu Little said it. Stu Little was like, oh, well, I never seen Lomachenko not do this, and Lomachenko didn't do this, and Lomachenko didn't do that. So, again,
all right, don't get worked up over this.
About the fight. I'm just saying these things are being said. We got to accept it, guys. These things are being said, and that's taking credit from the things that Teofimo prevented him from doing.
And by the way, I will say that that lead hand thing, I don't think it played that much of a part because I saw Lomachenko landing the jabs. I didn't see Lopez landing. Now, it could have maybe set him up in position for something, but I think Lopez's counters to the body, which were fantastic. I thought that actually played more of a part in the fight because it prevented Lomachenko from just coming in. You notice when Lomachenko was jumping in, he had to take some shots to the arms, to the top of the head, to the guard. Lopez wasn't acquiescing. But whoever won the fight with the jab, I saw Lomachenko. And that's what they're saying, that he didn't have his shoulder was injured. He was pumping that jab. He didn't pump the right hook. But you know me, if you go to the body, you're liable to catch something upstairs. So I think that might explain why Lomachenko wasn't going to the body. Or maybe I don't know, because I don't know the severity of his injury. All I know is that they came out and they...
What? Well, he was throwing single digits, though, BDA. In the beginning of the fight, he was throwing single digits. And if you look at the fight, this is just me thinking. I don't know if anybody else saw it. In the first couple of rounds, Teofimo actually hit him with a really, really good shot to the shoulder. Really, really hard. You guys have to go back and watch that if you can.
Oh, no, I've seen it. And
he tore his labrum. He tore his labrum with a shoulder shot.
He's what?
Teo got power. Like, so Teo tore Loma's labrum with a shoulder shot. Is that what we're saying or no?
I don't know.
I don't know. No, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that if he got hurt in the beginning of the fight, maybe that's the shoulder got injured during the fight, but in the beginning.
And by the way,
that could have played a part of it too, Gonzalo. That maybe because Teofimo was trying to hit, everything. Maybe he did hit his bad shoulder, and it kind of triggered something. And then as the fight goes along, listen, these things happen, man. It's the result of fighting. When you fight, man, especially when if you're a smaller dude, you're trying to equal the power of a big guy. Considering that skills are all the same. Yeah, sometimes you put a little bit more to it, and you'll tear something. Look, man, there's plenty of guys that have gotten injured, even when they want to fight. I mean, the one that comes to mind. I mean, I don't know if it was an injury, but I don't know if you remember Chris Bird versus James Thunder. I mean, Chris Bird beat the fuck out of him, but he fainted after the fight. He went to his locker room and he collapsed.
Wasn't that after the Maurice Harris fight?
Was it? I thought it was the James Thunder fight.
Anyway, yeah. The point is he
fucking fainted. Yeah, after he wins the fight, he goes back to his locker room, and I think it was his locker room, and he collapsed there. You know what I'm saying? He collapsed from something. He took some body shots in that fight, so it could have been that. It happens, man. When you don't feel it right away, you feel it after. Like when a guy's punching at you, you don't got time for that shit. Sometimes you kind of blank it out.
Yeah. Hey, if somebody said in the chat, tore it with the punch ? Sometimes you'll even tear your shoulder without even receiving a punch, just by throwing your hand, like Ryan Burnett or fucking Korobov. Shit happens, man.
Yeah,
Right?
that fucked my tendons up sometimes, just throwing a punch. By the way, we got Pete on the line who was rocking the Chris Penn look from Reservoir Dogs, so I
I
forgot to
mean, he looks
introduce
like
him.
him. He might as well.
Oh, now come on, now wait a minute. I didn't say.
He
I said he
does.
looked
He
like a
looks
mix
exactly
between.
like him.
I said he looked like Chris Penn and Sean Penn, both of them. I didn't say just
No,
Chris
keep it the
Penn.
way it was. Keep it the way it was because the shit was hilarious. I laughed my fucking ass off. Perfect. Just hang
That's
on
the
1 second.
listen.
I'm on my cell phone, my Motorola cell phone. Hang on.
Who has Motorola's these days?
Well,
I got one of them old schools, man. I'm going back to the old school.
all right. By the way, guys, I got to go to some phone calls here. Let's go to 917. You're on the air. 917.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is David calling again. Shout out to the panel, and shout out to the haters in the chat, as per usual.
That's what it's all about, David. You got to have both. What's on your mind, my friend?
Yeah, so I'm going to have a little bit of a moment here, because do you guys remember what I said the day before the fight, when I asked you guys why we acting like Lomachenko's not going to get hit? You guys remember that, right?
Yeah.
How
think-
do you forget?
Yeah,
No.
and then, most of you, almost all of you, you guys all agree. Yeah, listen, Lomachenko is going to get hit, with the exception of like maybe 2 people calling me a cherry pick or whatnot, whatever. But speaking about the title of the video, right? I always try to keep track of what people say before the fight and what people say after the fight. And the majority of the people, especially this channel, we kept it real. People who got the predictions wrong, they came out and gave Lopez credit. But when it comes to post-fight derangement syndrome, okay, we see it across almost all sides, right? We see it especially in the Wilder fight, the post-fight derangement syndrome. That was just crazy. And then now for this Lomachenko fight, I remember calling in the night of the fight. You have certain people, certain extremists who are so deranged and so invested in this fight. One dude who claims he's from Chicago, which he doesn't even sound like he's from Chicago. Honestly, he sounds like he's from some trailer.
Oh,
in
boy.
Mississippi.
Now, wait a minute.
He
Oh my
was
God, I think I
saying
know
some
who he's
stuff.
talking about.
He was saying some stuff. He was so distraught that his hero lost. He was blaming the result on Jews. He was blaming Jewish people that fight lost. You remember that?
Yeah.
And then he said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna quit watching boxing. I'm gonna watch MMA. And I heard him before, and he's still watching boxing. So to bring the point home, post-fight derangement syndrome exists on all sides. The more invested you are in a fighter, the more hurt you're gonna be. But the LDBC, the whole glove thing, that's just crazy. And from I guess I have a minority opinion here. I would root it against Lomachenko, but I find that most of the people were reasonable, and when we get the prediction wrong, we don't go around making excuses. So that's
Well, Dave,
that's my observation.
I appreciate your input, man. And just to Kevin's defense, because most of the time, I think he's when he says certain things, he says it tongue in cheek. In this aspect, or in this respect, after the fight, I do believe that there's a certain amount of disdain from him, and I think you're absolutely right. I think it's because he's young, he's very invested in sports. As you get older, you start doing your own thing, and you start becoming more disassociated from what other people do, and you stop putting your victories and your failures on other people. But I think that's what. Yeah, listen, I've been doing this not that long, for only 3 years, but I've been around the message boards for a long time. And I see that, man, when people lose or their fighters lose, it like Greg and I said, even us just not getting the pick right, it feels a little like, fuck, my record's gone. You know what I mean? So now imagine for a guy who's invested in a fighter and he's got, that's he was looking forward to that his whole day, blah, 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 or the whole week. Yeah, it can grate them, man. But I do agree. You got to keep it real, man. The guy lost.
I could remember BDA. I could remember. Look, this is the second time I've kind of been wrong about Teofimo. I don't have a problem saying that. I'm a boxing fan. I don't walk around with a fucking a crystal ball, knowing that telling me the future. That doesn't. That's not how I predict fights. But look, I remember Johnny Boy. Me and Johnny Boy got into a little discussion over the Teofimo versus Richard Comey. Johnny Boy was for sure. He was confident that Teofimo was going to knock him the fuck out. I wasn't. I was just like, nah, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a good fight. Maybe he pulls it off. If he does knock him out, he knocks him out real late out of exhaustion, and maybe he just wins on points. Johnny Boy was right. I saluted him. I was like, damn, you called it. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, it's part of boxing. Bucho was confident that Bucho and Stu was confident that Tyson Fury was going to knock out Wilder. I was like, nah, I don't trust Wilder. I say that he doesn't get caught with those big shots. He just sweeps him 12 rounds, basically winning most of the, maybe winning like 10 rounds to 2 or some shit like that, minus the knockdowns. Okay? And this is what we do, man. We predict shit. We put it on the line, and we let you guys listen, and we're going to be wrong a couple of times. It's not the first time I've been wrong about a prediction.
And that's
coming
why
up with,
I'm calling in. I'm calling in to let all the listeners know that that we are men, and then if we get something right or wrong, we're not butthurt by it, and we keep it 100. So all the listeners, even though we all invested sometimes, but we're not afraid to admit that we are wrong. There's a small percentage of fans, but as a whole channel, I feel like this channel has credibility because when you don't get it right, you don't come and make excuses, So that's why I wanted to make it clear for all the viewers.
That's a fantastic point there, David. Thank you, man. Go ahead, Regnus.
No, and one more thing. Look, me saying, or anybody saying, I think this is why Lomachenko lost. Saying, like, I think Teofimo did the right thing. I thought he fought big because he's the bigger guy. That's not to say that's why he won, because there's little guys who beat the shit out of big guys. If you pay attention enough, there's a lot of evidence of that, right? So I thought that me coming up with why I think he won, one of the reasons why I think he won, is not making excuses. The same thing with, look, everybody knows we clown Wilder. We love to clown Wilder, his fans mainly. But I've said, I think one of the reasons why Tyson Fury beat him, he was too big for him. He fought like the big man. He let him know, I'm bigger than you. And you can't hold my punches. Stop making excuses for Wilder, saying Tyson Fury only.
They should have used that as a reason why he lost. It would make more sense because it's true.
Yeah, they didn't have to go.
Not only a better boxer, but he's much bigger.
He's much
There's
bigger.
nothing wrong in saying that.
All right,
Just
David.
with Lomachenko, like I think that. Listen, I knew that Teofimo was bigger, but I thought that Lomachenko's skills were going to be enough to overcome that handicap, the size handicap.
Me too, Bucho. Me too.
Teo was better than I expected, and he's still big, and that's why he's moving up in weight. So I have to bring it up. It's not an excuse; it's a reality. And again, people who picked Teo to win mentioned the fact that Teo is bigger as an argument for their prediction. So,
and I told people, look, Teofimo might be one of those shit talkers that could back it up, and I think he's so far proven that.
You know what,
if
man?
Making a prediction.
Hold on,
if
Gonzalo,
making a
Gonzalo,
prediction. Okay, I got a delay.
Go ahead, Gonzalo. Go ahead.
Yes, if making a prediction affects the quality of how you view a fight, maybe you shouldn't be making prediction. And if you make a prediction and you can still overcome it, whether you got it, it shouldn't even be that you're right or wrong, man. It's like, who knows? But you should never be affected on how you view the fight. You should still enjoy the fight, man, whether you got it right or wrong. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah. Now, I was going to say something about, because when people were saying too, I read in the message board, somebody said, well, Loma was only beating these guys because he was faster than them. But you can't say that. It's like saying, well, Mike Tyson was only good because he hit harder than these other guys. That's not, nah, man. Look, some people have power advantage, speed advantage, brain advantage. Some people have, genetically, they for some reason, they have better lungs than other people, and they only have to work a certain amount do a certain amount of road work to get to a superior amount of stamina. So that's what boxing is all about. Some guys are slow, some guys are fast, some guys hit hard, some guys don't. But those advantages, depending on how you combine them too, they work, And so if you want to bring the size, fine, it is a factor. David, thank you for your call, man. We're gonna move on and take it easy, all right, man?
All right.
Hey,
props to Neo.
Ah, shit, I hung up on him. All right, go ahead, D. Sorry, man.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was on a bunch of panels arguing about this, but I was one that kept saying, I don't know if you guys heard me or not, but I kept saying this over and over again. Why the fuck do everybody keep talking about he only has a puncher's chance or he has a small chance? It's because of power. I said, this kid is bringing much more to the table than power. And all people would tell me, well, we ain't seen it yet. And I kept saying, because y'all haven't been looking. I guess y'all haven't been looking. The Nakatani fight, the clips that we even showed here was I was saying it on that night. I was like, bro, this is just clips of one round. But when you go back and look at the Nakatani fight, a lot of shit that people said Teofimo couldn't do, he was doing it in the Nakatani fight. Nakatani was a fight that the kid faced adversity. See, all these Tank Davises and these Devin Haney's, they're fighting guys that don't give them any type of adversity. That's not going to help you get better. And I was not one to say it was about size or power. I was one to say that the things he can do, coupled with the fact that he has the attribute advantages and size and power, that's why I thought he was going to find a knockout. But I talked about his work. Gonzalo was like, he drags his feet. I'm like, bro, I'm not with y'all on the kid footwork. Like, we got to remember these things. I was saying these things. I said that he had these skills, and everyone kept telling me they never seen him. He never showed it. And I was pointing out, I was like, bro, he did it in this fight. He did it in this fight. He did it in that fight. No one gave him credit for the skills that he already had. Now, you coupled those skills with...
Yeah, a lot of people underestimated Teofimo Lopez. A lot of people underestimate Teofimo, for sure, his skills. Now, D didn't underestimate Teofimo Lopez's skills. I thought that he didn't... his record wasn't that great, and he was going to finally be tested. His skills were going to be tested, and they were, and he passed the fucking test. You know, but also, a lot of people underestimated Lomachenko. He's, you know, so...
Hey, but hold on, I want to say something here. I want to say something here. Yeah, D picked Teofimo, but to my credit here, because I was trying to do a boxing show where we could look at everything, I consistently asked you, tell me what you see that Lopez is going to do. And I remember you were fighting with other people about discrediting Teofimo Lopez and what if he fights Campbell or how good was Campbell. So you didn't break it down for us during the fight. I would have loved for you to have done that, though.
And also, I think...
Hold on, because he just came at me with this. We could say all of that shit, right? But here's one thing for sure, two things for certain. Something I cannot make up. I have a fucking prediction video out. So we can say what we want. And it came out before the fucking fight. All right? So that's all I'm going to say, man.
Like, yeah, but what I'm saying is...
I know. Hold on, BDA. Hold on now.
Go ahead. I
get what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying when I was on your show. Because anytime I tried to say something, it turned into something else that night. I was just like, okay, well, if we can say this about Teofimo and the one round, we could say this about that, and it turned into something different. But I put my prediction video out, okay? And I said what I said, and I said on plenty of occasions that the kid has skills, right? And when I hear that Lomachenko didn't do this, maybe it was his shoulder injury and all of this, it still just negates the things that Teofimo did, bro. That's
right, but what I'm saying is, but hold on. What I'm saying is, yeah, you did say skills and you did post a video, but you posted the video after we were doing the film, and I was trying to get people to collaborate here. So what I'm taking this opportunity to say is, we're gonna be doing what I know people think it's a mismatch, or most people think it's a. I know you think it's a mismatch, but we're gonna be looking at Santa Cruz versus Tank Davis. So if anybody who shows up, please stay on point and tell us what you see and tell us what you think the other guy is going to be able to do based on the clips we watch. Because that
don't Lopez, sleep on Santa Cruz. Do not sleep on Santa Cruz.
We're going to look at that. But yeah, Lomachenko, that Lomachenko film analysis, there was a big chunk of it where it deteriorated into people going after each other. I don't want that. Right. Let's stick to the clips, please.
Yeah, and I was going to say something. I think that in the film studies that we made, we picked the pros and cons of each fighter. We weren't just going to put, or Mr. B-Day, he wasn't just going to bring up the good things that they do. So Teo, yeah, he did good things in the Nakatani fight, but he picked the bad moments he had to highlight the negative things that could possibly go wrong. Now, in this fight, he fought a good fight. He fought a damn near perfect fight. You know, he still got hit, but I mean, the game plan was good. So he picked the positives and the negatives. Same thing has to be done with both fighters. And moving forward to the next film study, you're going to have to pick the negatives of a fighter that fights well. But does he fight it well all the time? Does it mean that he's not going to have a good fight and could possibly fight the perfect plan in that fight? That's what he was doing. Right, Mr.
Okay, hold on, because I made a big stink about this shit. Now, I do remember this. The positive, or what was supposed to be positive, when Teofimo came up, and I made us think about this the night on the damn show. When it came to Teofimo's turn for us to point out the positive, it was all about what the man across from him wasn't doing. So then when I started doing that shit with Lomachenko, that's where the confusion started. That's why I never did break it down. Because most of you guys, when it came to the positive about Teofimo, it was all about, oh, well, this is Magdalena. Oh, well, look how Magdalena's dropping his hand. Oh, well, look, it's easy for the kid. And I'm like, bro, are y'all not paying attention that Teofimo's doing this? Are you not paying attention? It was all about the lack of Magdalena or the caliber of fighter he was. Or that's not Lomachenko, though. That's what it was about, bro. And then so when I started doing the same shit, discrediting the opponents for Lomachenko, that's when we got into the back and forth.
All right, but that was
Can I read a comment in the chat? Apology man says, why are people picking? Oh no, I have to change the words. Why are the people who picked Theo by knockout getting so much credit?
Well, it's a good prediction. I mean, if you predict a guy,
that's the dumb shit. That's the dumb shit right there. That's the dumb shit right there. So this is why I start going.
That's why.
I don't know who the silly motherfucker was just said that, but I just explained that, and probably they didn't want to listen.
That's why I only donated. I only donated 20 to D because he kind of didn't get his prediction right. He got it right. He got the right guy to win.
$20, man.
Okay. So
D, what are you gonna do with those $20, man? D, what are you gonna do?
Man again says, no one broke down how Theo will win a decision. Also, no one bet on a decision by Theo. Also, nobody bet on a decision by Theo.
Hold on, Punch Drunk Boxing did break down how he will win by decision, and he picked him by decision. He said clearly that he would outbox Lomachenko. So now, let me go back to, because I mean, we can make the wise cracks and we can laugh. But again, whoever wrote that dumbass comment, it's clear. I said that the skills Teofimo had, I thought, coupled with his power, with the way he explodes inside, and the skills he had would lead him to the knockout. I knew he had these skills. This is why I picked 7th round knockout. So for the dumbass who said, why am I getting any credit? Just go listen to my prediction video. It's not like I just said it was a knockout that was, hold on, see, there it is, bro. Like, I can't defend myself. Go ahead. I'm going to go
I was just gonna say that in the film review that we did, I thought we gave credit to Theo as far as like the body punching, how he could exploit that and punch through the target like he had done with that one body shot against Diego Magdaleno. And as evidence in the fight, he stuck true to that. He was able to land some of those shots to Theo, to Loma. So Theo was in the fight, obviously. And to what you're saying, I also agree, man. You made some great points, man. I give you credit for that. Nobody's disputing that.
Hey, man, but I just want to say, though, that, when we were doing the film analysis, I tried to redirect it towards that. And then afterwards, it kept going back to the credibility of the opponents. I just want to make sure that doesn't happen again, please, because we are going to continue this format. It's a fantastic format, and it's got a lot of potential. So I'm just asking, as almost everybody of the BDA histories here, I want to make that clear.
That's the beauty of boxing, BDA.
It was the week of a big fight, too,
Sometimes resume means nothing. Maybe the kid just needs to be in there with better competition, and you'll see a better ring IQ, which Lomachenko himself, going into that fight, said, no, this kid got a very good boxing ring IQ. I see what he does. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, sometimes better fighters make you fight better. And that's more likely the case what happened here with Teofimo.
Right. I forget what we were talking about before this, though, before the whole film analysis thing. Okay, you know what? While I refresh my memory, let's go to a phone call here. We got a phone call. 972, you're on the air. 972.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, BDA. You should know who I am by now, and you locked me in yet.
Oh, it's a rap star, right?
Slick Rick?
Yeah, from England, from London.
Fantastic rap star. Thank you for calling in, man. What's on your mind?
900 pounds. That's what's on his mind.
Well, what happened?
How much did you lose?
That's the guy that owes $900, right?
Oh, wait, hold on. Let him talk. Let him talk.
They were talking about you all the
Let him talk.
Go ahead, Rapstar. What's going on? What are they talking about?
What are you talking about? Lomachenko's defeat to Lopez?
Yeah, well, we're talking about Well, these guys were bringing up something about money, but yeah, in terms of the actual show, we're talking about the Lopez versus Lomachenko aftermath, and are there being excuses being made for Lomachenko?
Look, we already know boxing is one of the loneliest sports in the world, yeah? And one thing about us boxing fans, they're very, very easy to turn on you.
Hold on. Sorry. Pete, please mute your mic if you're not going to be speaking, guys. Please. Go ahead.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said the thing with boxing, one of the sports that we love, it's one of the sports that is the most loneliest sports in the world. Fans will easily turn on you if you're not performing and you're not winning. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely.
This is one of the worst sports when it comes to your fans. Your fans are not like the Cowboy fans or the fans in the soccer teams or the football that we enjoy. If we lose in that, we still support those kind of team sports. But this is one sport that I've noticed through my childhood that not me as a hardcore boxing fan, but a lot of casuals, they're very easy to turn on you no matter how much your resume was good, no matter what you proved before. All that goes out the window with the casuals. And that's what makes a lot of noise against Lomachenko now. There's a lot of excuses. And I actually think, we can't take respect off of Lomachenko's name before going on that fight. We should not be disrespecting him after the fight, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We also know that Lomachenko, and I don't know if anybody's been in the boxing world, you don't need to get hit flush to understand a man's power when you're clinching, when you're getting shots taken to your elbow and you're taking shots to your shoulder. You can tell how much power a boxer possesses from those kind of shots if you're in the boxing ring. Am I right or wrong?
Sorry, I zoned out for... Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
Thank you. So that's why he respected Lopez, because he saw that Lopez's power is very, very aggressive. But the problem with Lomachenko, he gave him too much respect. And therefore, when he turned on his game, he changed the fight to a dogfight. And at that point, he was winning the fight. Not winning the fight, but he was winning those rounds when he changed and upped his gear. Now, let me tell you something about Lomachenko. Lomachenko hurt Lopez, and I don't care if I get haters or lovers for this, but Lomachenko hurt Lopez more than Lopez hurt Lomachenko. Did you know that?
I agree with that, man.
Agreed.
I have to rewatch the fight.
Watch the fight.
I don't agree with that.
Round 10, I believe.
No.
Yeah, there was some rounds where it looked like he was a little flashier with snapping Lopez's head back. It looked like he snapped Lopez's head back more than he did to
Lopez his face was swelling after the second round already, and Loma's face really didn't have any damage till like late in the fight. So yeah, Lomachenko outboxed him actually, but I'm gonna let the caller finish what he got to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let me just cook this. The problem was Lomachenko, when he tried to make him swim and sink him, Lopez had a few answers while he was in that predicament, in that situation, right? And because Lopez still had answers coming back, and he started giving some shots back to the body and actually was fast enough to counter back at some of those shots, Lomachenko knew that he couldn't make him sink at that point, and that kind of changed the fight. And when he turned it up on the 12th round, that young boy had answers, and that's where you got to respect that young boy, because that young boy showed his boxing IQ how to keep his gas and how to not over exerting his energy by being by being agitated. He showed maturity in that fight at 23 years old, where most fighters couldn't do that against Lomachenko.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why when people
Linares, Pedraza, and Campbell couldn't do it.
That's why when people
sure
say, that's why when people say that it's all, it's not just that the power. It was when it came down to it, he was getting tired, and he showed balls after that fight. I mean, the 12th round. So yeah, it wasn't just you can bring up the size and all that, but it wasn't just size itself, because Lomachenko's beaten other big fighters as well. Okay, maybe not as muscular as Lopez, but like I said, that counter punching, that skill, and those balls that you cannot buy. I've tried, believe me. All right, listen, Rapstar, thank you for calling in, my thank you for calling in, my friend. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
Like and subscribe. Keep cooking, and let's keep it to boxing. Yeah, boxing is the sweet science we love. Let's not keep it to what if, what not. Let's respect the game.
Absolutely. Very well said, man. Very well said. Thank you, Rapstar, for calling it. All right, I think Pete has something. He's been itching to get something off his.
Pete, what's up?
Did you get any late action from any old Jewish guys right before the fight, putting everything on Teofimo? Like,
Are you
hey, this
saying
is Bob?
Mo Green? Are you asking if Mo Green contacted me? Yeah. No, I did not get a Mo Green. By the way, we got.
Does anybody think it was a robbery?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't like the scorecards, but Tio won. Like, you could make, even if you think Lomachenko deserved the draw or even a slight edge, you could still say, you would still tell that person, but you can give an argument that Tio pulled that fight out. I mean, the first half of the fight was really no action from Loma, but yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah, I've just heard scorecards ranging from 93 rounds to 75. Now, me personally, I had a 75. I think the 119, 109 card was an atrocity. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Gonzalo.
He should have won.
Hold on. I don't think D was finished. You gotta understand, guys. Gonzalo is all the way in the Philippines, so he's got a delay. He's not purposely jumping.
Let Gonzalo go. Go ahead. Let Gonzalo.
I'm sorry. That jump I deliberately did just cut him off. I'm sorry.
Naughty.
Shame on you.
Whatever.
No, you know what, Loma? I thought he was clearly hurt in the 12th round. He was hurt, man, definitely. And in the 10th round with that body shot that Teofimo Lopez punched through the target, he was also hurt. And in the 2nd round, he landed some really, really good body shots that I'm not gonna go ahead and call him the body snatcher because he didn't take his soul, but he was hurting him really, really bad to the body, man. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those body shots were low blows. And,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead, BDA.
Just wanted to introduce you because I see you made some videos. I haven't had the chance to see them, but I know you had something to say about this fight. I think you changed your mind about the from Sunday, and you're very popular, Precise, because a lot of people in the chat room were talking shit about you, and now they're like, "Oh, Precise is here." So you got yourself a following here. Take it away.
Oh, gee. shout out to the chat. Yeah, no pressure. Yeah, I rewatched the fight carefully, and it was a lot closer than initially. I had a problem with that one scorecard. We all know which one. But after watching the fight, I got a problem with all the scorecards. To me, the fight that I saw, I got no problem with Teofimo getting it 7-5. I think that's just. But if somebody had that fight 7-5 or a draw, look, if anybody wanted it was Teofimo. But if somebody had it a draw or had it for Loma 7-5, you couldn't really call it a robbery either. But the thing I keep hearing is that Loma left it too late. Guys, Loma could have won 10 rounds in that fight, clearly, and he would not have gotten a decision. So the way it worked out that he didn't win enough rounds for us to be able to claim robbery, okay, that's cool. But, I mean, they were fixing to rob this kid anyway. So, in my eyes, yeah, he got jobbed. He absolutely did get jobbed, which isn't to say that he clearly won the fight, but there was nothing he could have done to win that fight except short of knocking Teofimo out. And in retrospect, it seems like he knew that. Maybe that's why he saved himself early and didn't really care to win those early rounds, because he understood he wasn't going to get a decision anyway. He watched Cavalier Andre Ward. He saw Triple G Canelo, so he knew what time it was. Even if some of us were in denial about that, a lot of people in the chat right now, they called it too. They said he was going to get robbed. Now, again, you can't necessarily claim that he did get robbed because fight could have gone either way, in my opinion. But even if he won 10 rounds in that fight, he still would not have gotten a decision. I think they did Loma dirty. They set him up. That has nothing to do with Teofimo and what he did in the ring, because he still proved me wrong. He still did things that he's never shown before, things that he was clearly hiding saying that you haven't seen everything I got. So to say that we've seen it all, well, then I guess Teofimo's a liar. But credit to Teofimo, he did his thing. But man, they did Loma dirty. That's all I gotta say. They did him dirty.
That's to the
I
point
don't
of
see
what.
a scorecard that could justify Lomachenko up 7-5. I don't see. I watched I did commentary on the fight. Mark Unrivaled and I did commentary on the fight. Mark agrees with me. Unbiased agrees. Unbiased had an 8-4, but me, Mark, and Unbiased, I don't see how that fight could have been scored for a Lomachenko win.
Maybe we should break down the fight.
Well, then fuck you.
Sorry, guys. I want to introduce Stu because he's been waiting for a while. Stu, go ahead.
All right.
Waiting for a while.
Oh, come on. Don't start getting...
I thought I'd try and be polite and wait till I get fucking introduced, but next time
you get late.
Someone's point, man.
You come in here late. What do you expect, man?
Or not letting me get a word in.
You come in here late. What do you expect? You want us to... Hey, hold on, everybody. Stu's here. Hey, how you doing?
Well, no, I just woke up. Anyway, just Stu's here. Stu's been here fucking half an hour. Wait for you to fucking bring me in, man.
Unbelievable, man.
Go ahead, Stu. Go ahead.
You're unbelievable.
I don't want to say anything no more. You make me wait too long.
He does not get it. You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. But I don't fucking cut it when you're bullshitting and fucking around like this.
That's going to be Stu in a couple of minutes when he doesn't get to talk again.
Christian Bale.
Now, what do you mean a couple of minutes?
Hey, you know what, Bucho, should I open up because we got more phone calls coming in. Should I open up StreamYard as well? Just to get people from outside North America?
Boy. Yeah, let's make it messy.
Get these TO zeros in here. These Teofimo zeros in here.
Well, okay. 719, you're on the air. 719.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's up?
Brotherhood.
What we talking about? Y'all got I already see Precise making excuses, talking about some irrelevant shit. If you saw him, if you saw Lomachenko didn't do enough to win in the ring, then what's the point of even bringing up a hypothetical robbery? You just wasting your breath.
Hey, what was your prediction?
I thought my prediction was Lomachenko.
Teofimo 5th round knockout.
My prediction, and that's exactly what happened.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You said Lopez. Hold on. You said, yeah, okay. Now he said it. No, he said it. Now he said it. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, brother.
I said round 5 knockout, but I picked the winner right, obviously. That's all that matters. And I thought the scorecards were terrible. I actually think Teofimo won that 120 to 108. So yeah, all the
get him out of here, man.
I'm telling you, bro. There's some zombies out here. Teo is a bunch of zombies.
Hold on.
I'm not going to say my point. You fucking interrupted me for this clown.
I gotta keep him on because
you didn't want to say things too.
What?
Yeah, do you want to say anything?
Should have been worse than that. I seen a couple 10-8 rounds.
I don't know. Do I want to say something? I don't know. You ask me. You tell me.
All right, Stu. When you get your act together, we'll get to you. But listen, Brotherhood, because I gotta keep him on. Otherwise, we don't. He doesn't get his shekels. We gotta negotiate that. Brotherhood, man. Okay, so you had Lopez winning 5th round knockout. That didn't happen. What else do you got?
What else do I got? I try to tell y'all underrate my boxing genius every day.
Dude, you got Tyson Fury losing the fight.
Respect on my name. I called Charlo winning. That was the last big fight. Then I called Teofimo Lopez winning. And y'all was wrong both times.
Hey, by the way,
right.
Hold on. I got a question. You're saying Precise is making excuse. You're saying Precise. You said Precise made excuses. You made a shitload. You've been here for a couple of episodes, just saying that Wilder got robbed. Tyson Fury with the medal, the headbutts, the punches behind.
Why everybody want to deflect towards Wilder just because Lomachenko got his ass?
Everybody.
You call Lomachenko though. In retrospect, he had it scored 120.
Nothing to do with Wilder.
You had it scored every round for Teofimo. In retrospect, I'm saying, looking back, what'd you say the score was? You said 12-0 Teo?
120-108. He had it 12 rounds to 0.
20 rounds to 0.
No, it could have been worse than that, to be honest. I've seen a few 10-8 rounds. When you ain't throwing
what, 13 rounds? You want to give 13 rounds?
And you getting hurt, you getting wobbled every other round. I could probably throw a few 10-8s in there, but
see, this is what I'm talking about.
I'm so bored right now, man.
Recognize, this is what I'm talking about when it goes both ways. You got Lomachenko haters, And then you can have people that like Kevin who called in. He said Lomachenko absolutely got robbed and that he won all the rounds. Oh no, actually that wasn't Kevin. To Kevin's, that was the other dude. I forgot his name, but he was calling me an idiot. He was calling Reka, everybody an idiot for not accepting
Listen, man. Look,
So
I'm bored.
how am I
I don't want to talk to. I don't want to talk to Brotherhood anymore. Brotherhood, he just picks every fighter against Lomachenko until he finally got one right. Good for him.
That's right. Yeah, good for you, Brotherhood. I'll give you the last word, man.
This the second Latino that beat that boy up. He just better stay away from them Latinos.
Shout out to my
They speak
people. Your
Spanish.
people ain't doing it though.
Lomachenko better duck him.
Hey, that's true though. That's true though. I'm Mexican. I'm gonna take credit for Teofimo Lopez because Honduras,
I feel much
Guatemala,
better. I feel
Mexico,
like my life has changed.
Yeah, my life has
I
changed after this.
I have confidence now.
I got all the confidence in the world thanks for Teofimo Lopez. All right, listen, Brotherhood, we gotta go, Brotherhood. Thank you for calling in. Keep checking your Bitcoin account because some shekels are coming your way. This was a fantastic call. All right. Take it easy, Brotherhood. Thank you for calling in. Oh, by the way, hold on. Before I let you go, Brotherhood. Fuck, he dropped that. Yeah, Brotherhood, we are going to be doing a Tank Davis Santa Cruz analysis. I'm curious to get his thoughts on this. See if he can keep up.
Can I say something? I'm not. I mean, Brotherhood's so predictable and boring that I already know what he's going to say.
Nah, come on. I'm not going to let you talk to about Brotherhood that way, all right? I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to say this about that Tank Leo Santa Cruz fight, man. I don't even think y'all need to do a breakdown on that. I don't even know why that shit's being talked about. Like I'm being serious here. Like that shit shouldn't even really have to be talked about. This is a fight that Leo Santa Cruz just cannot win. He's not gonna win this fucking fight. I don't understand here. I seriously don't understand here because now it just seems like to me there's another discredit, disservice, and ridiculous underestimation of Tank Davis. It's not like Leo Santa Cruz is coming up to weight to fight some low-level, low-skill fighter. Tank Davis is not doing anything with his career, but that kid is skilled, and he hits hard, and he's much bigger, and he's much powerful. Like, this is not even a discussion to me. He's gonna beat Leo Santa Cruz like a fucking ceremonial drum, fam. He's gonna beat the shit out of this dude.
I know, but look, it's a upcoming fight. I want to cover it. I want to cover all angles. It's just because I'm giving it attention doesn't mean necessarily that I think it's going to be that interesting a fight. But I got to do it because it's a relatively big fight. I don't think it's going to do a lot of numbers, not in this economy, and not with the. I saw the undercut, by the way, too. It's not looking too good. But I got to cover the fight anyway. That's what I do. So D, stop deflecting my tires, all right, man.
Yeah,
I just think there's not no intrigue in it. That's all. There's no intrigue in that fight. I don't understand how anybody thinks Leo Santa Cruz is going to win it. That's just fucking crazy to me.
Well, D. Jefferson, even though if you think if Gervonta Davis is going to win it, when we cover the fight, I think what Mr. BDA is saying that we have to still give credit to what Santa Cruz does right and highlight those points and kind of play it up as to how each fighter can win.
Exactly. We got to play it up. Even if we don't believe it, we got to look at the film and because otherwise I'm not going to make a prediction if I don't analyze the fights. The fighters. I gotta do it.
I do no film study on that fight. I do film study, like in the prediction league, most fights. That's what I do. I do film study. I specialize in it. I'm not gonna waste my time doing film study with that fight because Tank gonna beat the shit out of him.
All right. Well, it's on record. I'm just saying that I want to cover it just because it's a boxing fight. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm thinking one guy's gonna win over the other. Just want to cover it. Like Gonzalo said, we gotta play it up. That's what we do around here. Also, before I continue, actually no, there wasn't. Oh yeah, there's another phone call. Hold on a second. Let's go to 929. You're on the air. 929.
Hey, what's happening, BDA? What's going on, the panel?
Is this Virtuoso?
Yeah, this is me.
All right, how you doing, man? What's on your mind?
I'm doing cool, man. So I look at this at this headline and to see because I just saw D-Jeff's stream earlier, and I just think the timing of it is weird. I mean, well, it's actually kind of convenient. It's always like after the fight that you hear something like this, because if it was before, it would have compromised the fight in some way, as far as the checkups. But I don't know how the hell Loma was under any injury. I didn't even see his face. You know, he didn't look. You know, I didn't see any of this coming from him. And even if he did, you know, he must have the world's best poker face. But yeah, I don't see that as an excuse at all. To me, he looked fine out there. You know, he just didn't fight off, you know, as many punches as Steele did, and that's about it. You know, I don't recall, you know, Pacquiao, you know, basically feeling sorry for himself. He just said that he had a shoulder surgery, and if that's the case, you know, but I still criticize his performance. So I'm gonna, you know, keep that same energy. You know, I picked him to win, but like again, this is his loss. You have to take that L, man.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey, look, listen, the guy lost. I don't know what people want. Listen, there's a lot of people out there, like I said, I gotta repeat it. They put their hopes in other people, other fighters, and when they lose, they doesn't play well for them. And to me, that's a like I keep telling people, once you let go of trying to control everything in your life, life gets a lot easier and fun too. That's what it's. You know who told me that? Somebody from the industry. See, people think bad of them. People think ill of them. Oh, they're uneducated. They're this. They fuck for a living. Nah, there's wisdom in there. You just gotta dig through it. Anything else, Virtuoso, before we move on?
Okay, yeah, no, I just gotta say, you know, thanks for taking my phone call. You know, for the Loma fans, you know, it's like just cheer up, man. Stop making excuses for your boy. You know, he lost, and move the fuck on.
Absolutely. Thank you for your call, Virtuoso. By the way, I haven't seen.
Well said, Virtuoso. Well said.
I want to keep going.
Evening, guys.
Oh, we got Apology Man on the line. Apology, how you doing, man?
Good. How's everyone doing?
We're doing fantastic around here. I just want to go back to the
Apology
thing about Lomachenko and the,
what?
Want to go back?
Terrible, man.
Want to go back to Lomachenko and the injury? Look, he said his team said that he was injured after the Linares fight. That was a win. Now he's coming after a loss. They're coming out after a loss and saying that. What do you guys think about that? Because it's the management and the doctor that came out and said that he was injured. Lomachenko didn't say that. So
BDA, why would anybody be shocked that a guy got injured in the fight? Like, why would people be so shocked and see that as an excuse? That happens all the time.
But you guys talk about it.
Go ahead.
Like, come on, man. He had a surgery and he posted it to Instagram. Did he say, "Oh, this is why I lost the fight"? No. He had a surgery and he made it public, which is what most boxers do anyway. Now, if somebody runs with that and says that's why he lost the fight, well, we don't know. But people don't seem to understand what an excuse is. Excuse is bullshit. And it's different from a reason. A reason is a reason and an excuse is an excuse. A reason is something that exists. An excuse is something that's made up. That's the only difference.
Hey, but just
so
to clarify.
I don't see...
Sorry, go ahead. I thought you were finished. No, I thought you were finished. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, I didn't see the post or anything, but it's not like, from what I understand, it's not like they came out and they said, this is why we lost the fight, right? But, so he just posted that he had an injury. Okay, end the story.
But hold on. I'm not seeing him. I didn't see. Hold on. I didn't see. Hey, D, hold on. D, can you hear me? D, can you hear me? I just want to clarify. I don't see Lomachenko posting that. All I see is an article from the doctor and the management. Lomachenko's been keeping quiet about that. So it's not even Lomachenko.
Because he's a humble guy. He's not going to make excuses like that. Look what he said after this leader fight.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's the management. They always do certain things where they go, we're going to appeal the decision, or we're going to go this and we're going to go that. D, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, bro. It's not like he just sit up in the hospital after the fight. Like, what's the point in this, right? Okay, he was injured during the fight. Okay, so whether it was true or not, whether he had to have a surgery after the fight, I don't know when the fuck the surgery came, but
Monday.
If you were injured in the fight, during the fight, from what it was alluding to, that he was injured going into the goddamn fight, why would you be so arrogant to not make a rematch clause? Or pull out of the fucking fight, right? So either if you're injured going into, either pull out of the goddamn fight, or make sure you put the rematch clause in there, because, man, this shoulder might give us some problems, guys. Maybe we should institute the rematch clause. But no, he was perfectly confident some confidence that he was arrogant enough to fuck a rematch. But now we got to hear about the shoulder bullshit.
Can I answer that question?
Months
Can
ahead.
I answer that
But
question?
D, hold on a second. Can you prove that Lomachenko said I don't want a rematch clause? Like, where's the evidence? Is because Bob Arum came out in an interview and said I don't like rematch clauses. So to me, it sounds like Bob Arum did not want a rematch clause. It had nothing to do with Lomachenko, and as we found out, Teofimo was the A side anyway. So how is Lomachenko, the B side, gonna dictate to the A side? Like, how is that gonna? That's not even.
Whoa. Didn't Lomachenko make more money? How the fuck was Teofimo? Wasn't it rumors? Because this was another fucking rumor that Lomachenko gave the kid some fucking extra money so he could make the fight. How the fuck does the A side get paid the least amount of money? What the fuck are we talking about?
119, 109.
That can happen. It
To
doesn't
me,
matter.
that's just not going along with that whole A B side thing.
All right, hold on. One at a time. Hold on. Fellas. Everyone's talking.
Because he's the.
Yeah, but everyone's talking at the same time. We're not gonna have that. We gotta. Somebody addresses somebody that the other person has to address what the other person said. So
Apology was talking, I think.
No. Let D. I want D to finish this point before I say. I've got a lot to say.
Thank you. I just want to know how is the A side the one who? I remember the 1.2 situation because I had a lot of Lomachenko lovers coming to my damn chat telling me the kid just need to shut up. It's the most money he ever made. He just need to take it. So I remember him getting not even close to what Lomachenko was getting. Lomachenko was happy, already signed the contract. When the fuck is the A side getting the short end of this thing? How is that A side? How you get any advantages from getting the short end of the fucking stick? That's all I want to know.
Well, the rematch thing is true, though. I think even Bob Arum, he said that he was trying to shit on Eddie Hearn by saying that because Eddie Hearn loves rematch clauses, and I think that's what he said. That's all.
Can I answer that question?
Go ahead.
You can still be the A side and get paid less. A side's not just about money; it's about having the judges in the corner, having everything go your way. Yep. Even the close fight, you'll get the swing of things. And this fight was clearly. Now I'm going to be called a Lomachenko fanboy, but I want to give Teofimo credit, if I may, in a minute, or let someone else speak real quick. But that was clearly set up for Lomachenko to lose. I was just laughing halfway through the fight. It was just so funny to me how clearly they wanted Teo to win. But I'll give Teo's credit later. I just want to say one thing real quick. Did anyone give? Was it the 8th round? Did anyone give Teo the 8th round?
I can't answer that because
I don't remember.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
That 8th round, right? Everyone thought Lomachenko won clearly, or it was close-ish, but Lomachenko edged it, right?
I give it to Teo, but if you gave it to Loma, it's fair.
Loma outlanded him like 20-5 or something.
Yeah, precise. Guess what? The cocky bots numbers had them even. When I saw that, I just started chuckling because I was like, "Yep, I knew where's this going."
That's when it started to turn around a little bit.
Hey, can I make an example quickly?
Fellas, everyone's hold on. Apology was wrapping up, and then we got like 8 people here. Now, I don't think the StreamYard thing is gonna work, Bucho, because then it's just gonna be pandemonium. I mean, I like pandemonium, but we gotta let everybody speak their mind without getting interrupted.
Pandemonium.
I love the pandemonium.
Yeah, I was just laughing, and it happened multiple times. They'll put the cocky bots moments on the stream, which I don't believe anyway. We'll say Teo landed this much when he clearly didn't. It was just funny to me how it was set up, but go ahead.
Do you have the compy box? Because I haven't seen the compy box.
I have a screenshot of one round. I'll send it right now.
But wait. One round. I need the whole fight, not just the compy box.
I'll rewatch it and I'll send it to you.
Boxing Scene has a breakdown of every shot, the rounds, the amount of jabs, the amount of power punches, and Boxing Scene, which has been pretty reputable. I've checked behind them before. Had Teofimo outlanded Lomachenko. I think it was 184 total punches to 162. So I'm just funny with all of these Lomo fans that think Lomo landed so much.
So that's close.
I know hold on, whoever that is. Let me just get this off for a second because I know I can't talk because I'm pro Teofimo. But just let me get this off.
Wait a minute. Who said D? I gotta interrupt you there. Who said that? I gotta interrupt you there, D. Who said that you can't talk?
Yeah,
we're letting you talk.
Because it's like I'm the only one who keep getting interrupted, fam. Like
everybody gets interrupted.
See, hold on.
Getting interrupted.
I get
emotional
interrupted.
here now, right?
I get interrupted to every. I already told you this on another show. We all get interrupted because we're doing on Discord, and we got 8 people here. It happens to everybody. It happens to me. It happens to Bucho.
Yeah, we've had major fucking fights because people get interrupted.
When I'm not talking. So I mean, if somebody having a problem interrupting, maybe they could just put this.
Look! You're trying to, but I don't want you painting a picture that you picked Lopez. There's the difference. That's not what it is. So just please cut that off right there at the butt. All right, man. Nobody's interrupting you deliberately. I'm certainly not doing it, and I'm trying to keep the show going here so that nobody talks over each other. So go ahead. You were saying.
I mean, somebody was getting ready to say something. Let them go ahead and go.
Can I say something real quick to D. Jefferson's point? Yes, I just want to look to D. Jefferson's point that how is Lomachenko the A side, the B side when he was scheduled to make more money? And look, I think a lot of times people look at the money aspect, and that's the tell-all of a guy who's getting the benefit of the doubt in the scorecards. Look, I'll give you an example. When Cotto fought Canelo Alvarez, Cotto was scheduled to make more money that night. 75% of the purse was going to him of guaranteed money, right? I don't know what the pay-per-views were, but the scheduled pay was Miguel Cotto $15 million, Canelo Alvarez $5 million. And we saw the scorecards. Now, look, I thought Canelo won that fight, but there's no way Canelo won that fight the way he did. So basically, what Oscar De La Hoya did was like, look, we don't have no problem giving you the money. We just want the fight in Vegas. Make this fight in Vegas, obviously. And if you look at the scorecards, you can tell that they were looking to give all the benefit of the doubt of rounds to Canelo Alvarez. That is why they came up with the score 119-109, 119-109, 118-110, and 117-111. That fight was much closer to that, to 7-5 or even 6-6 in most people's opinion. But even if you thought he clearly won, I thought he clearly won the fight. You can see that there was some bullshit. I mean, it's not making excuses when someone says, look, I believe Teofimo was the guy that they wanted to win. There's a lot of upside. Boxing's not corrupt? Now because Teo beat Loma, now boxing's straight down the middle. They don't have favoritism. There's more upside to Teofimo. He's 23. Like I said, he's an American fighter. He's of Hispanic descent. He looks like he's a good looking athlete in terms of his shape and everything. He's athletic. He's braggadocious. He's a lot of things. So there's more upside.
I gotta add something to that because people in the chat room are saying that those are excuses. That when it comes to the scorecard thing, I'll say this: regardless of whether the scorecards were rigged from the beginning, I'm focusing on what goes on in the ring. I saw Lopez getting the best of Lomachenko. So people in the chat room, they're just focusing on the scorecards, but they're not addressing the point itself, which is that, yeah, from a corruption standpoint, it seemed like it was either corruption or incompetence. It had to be one of both. But what happened in the ring, fellas, Lopez won that fight. I think he got the best of him. So we're not gonna. It doesn't just coming up with the scorecards doesn't disparage what Lopez did in the ring, but it is bizarre that those scorecards were that way. Now Lomachenko, from what I heard, Lomachenko versus Campbell, scorecards were wide too. So I guess Bob Arum can tweak things however he wants. Or maybe I shouldn't be blaming.
Bob Arum's a businessman.
Maybe I shouldn't be blaming Bob Arum.
Bob Arum's a businessman, and he's going to make choices, that benefits him and the future of his promotion crew. And Teofimo being part of that. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's abundantly clear people don't know the difference between a reason and an excuse, and I'm not going to get into what that is. If they want to speak the truth, they'll learn that on their own. But insofar as the whole A side, B side goes, the money dynamic, that is the A side making more money, B side making more. That holds true if you have two different promotions co-promoting the fight, or you have a fighter from another promotion. If you guys remember, Cotto came over to Golden Boy to fight Canelo, right? He signed a contract with them. The reason why he got paid more money is because they probably had to coax him to take the fight in the first place, seeing as Miguel Cotto liked to duck at that point of his career. He liked to cherry pick. Now, the reason why Lomachenko got paid more is because he put in more work and he had a better contract. Bavaram's not just going to pay Teofimo all this money without Teofimo putting in the work, right? So it made sense to pay Lomachenko more because he's put in more work and he demanded more money. He just had a better contract. But that still doesn't make him the A side because it was an in-house fight, and they were basically using Lomachenko to build Teofimo. They've been putting Teofimo and Lomachenko's undercards. They've been promoting him as the takeover, and it was clear listening to Timothy Bradley calling shots that never landed. It was clear listening to the commentating team. It was clear seeing those scorecards. It was clear looking at the CompuBox versus what actually happened in the ring. It was clear that they wanted Lomachenko to lose. And my point still holds true. Like, for example, BDA, you had it 7-5, and that's cool. Let's just agree that that's what that was. Even if Lomachenko won 3 or 4 more rounds, Lomachenko could have knocked him down twice with 7-5 winning. He could have won 5 rounds, knocked him down 2 times, and he still wouldn't have won the fight. So it is what it is.
Right.
Okay, so I said this about this whole A side. I just mentioned the money. Like, okay, so let me delve a little deeper then. Because I'm no fucking idiot like these fucking fanboys out here saying stupid shit about Teofimo like he's God's gift to earth now. It's not about that. I'm just using logic. Generally, outside of the money, let's throw the money to the side. Let me put a little more context to this. The A side usually gets to push decisions, like, you know how Canelo and Floyd was instituting these fucking weight clauses and shit. The A side gets some kind of benefit from being the A side, right? They get to make some calls in this situation. But here's one thing: Teofimo was never happy with the amount of money he was giving him. Teofimo only had 1 belt. He just won a belt off of Richard Comey. Teofimo didn't get to make any fucking call. They put him in a whole fucking different hotel from the whole goddamn boxing team. He didn't get to make any calls. So it's just funny to me how he was any kind of an A-side. And my whole thing is this, like, I think the title says Lomachenko fans making excuses like the LDBC. So I'm hearing A-side. I'm hearing they were setting Loma up to lose. I'm hearing shoulder injury. I'm hearing Lomachenko didn't do anything. It just, to me, it just sounds like it's not a lot. I mean, we can say,
oh yeah, the shoulder injury was. Come on, hold on.
Is he done?
Well, we can't like talk for 5 minutes non-stop, but nobody mentioned here that the shoulder injury was an excuse. So I'm sure you were talking about overall, right?
Yeah, overall, like I'm just hearing all of these different possibilities of why it was, but Lomachenko just losing. Even it could have went Lomachenko's way. Like, dog. I mean, come on.
Can I just say something about the title of the video? I chose the title of the video for a reason, and that's because obviously there's people who are always going to make excuses. There are a few Lomachenko fans that calling this a robbery, but they're not on this channel. As a matter of fact, they don't even have their own channels, and they don't have the same following as the LDBC. So that's why I'm comparing these Lomachenko fanboys with the LDBC, because some people want to make you believe that there's another group like the LDBC, but it's instead of being pro-African American, it's pro-white or whatever. I'm here to disprove that shit. And like I said, I created 7 videos with clips from the LDBC making fucking excuses. The playlist is on our channel. I challenge anybody to create 7 videos like the ones I created with people creating excuses for Lomachenko. You can't fucking do it. So I just want to put it out there, man, that there's no other group like the LDBC.
Okay.
And yeah, there's so
many
homosexuals.
Can I respond?
Not as many. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take that challenge because I can
go ahead, man.
Do it. I can very well do it, but okay.
You really? Can you name me some channels that are like the LDBC but are like pro-white or something? Something similar.
I'm pro-white. No, I'm pro. I have
You
what
name
Uncle
me a feature
Rocco's
like the
has.
LDBC with 40,000 followers and 70,000 followers.
Oh no, but I was specifically gonna give you at least 7 videos of 7 different channels making fucking excuses for Lomachenko. That's what I was talking. Nobody's as big as
Obscure
the
channels.
LDBC, but that's not possible.
Obscure channels that nobody knows about. But I want to see that. I want to see 7. I want to see 7.
That's
channels.
actually easy. That's actually easy, Bucho,
Perfect.
but okay. That's
okay.
Can I respond now?
Respond. Well, just say respond to what? Because I'm getting lost here.
To what D said about excuses and his whole point about the shoulders and stuff. Now Tier 3 is not the B side.
Go ahead.
Okay. D clearly didn't address any of the points we said about how Tier can be the A side. You didn't address how clearly the scorecards were wide, which was done for a reason. You didn't address how the cocky bots and how the commentators, apart from Andre Ward, was pro Tio. You didn't address how Tio threw it. I counted at least 8 low blows. He clearly only got warned once, which, you shouldn't be allowed to get away with that shit. So I just want to know why you're not addressing any of those points. You're just going off things that can easily be debunked, but you're not seeing the clearer picture.
Who is that?
This is Apology Man. Apology Man. Apology Man.
Well, Apology. Do me a favor. Go to my fucking channel because I do lives every day, and I've addressed every fucking thing you said, and then come back Apology and fucking apologize.
Well, hold on a second.
So you agree with me that TFM was the A side then?
I said I addressed it. I don't agree with the bullshit. I don't have to agree with what you say, but I have.
So you don't agree with facts then?
So
you don't agree with facts?
What?
Okay, fine.
How is it a fact?
That's up to
How is
you.
it a fact? No.
It's a fact that Copybots gave TFM credit for more punches they landed. How's that not corruption?
How is it a fact? How can you prove that he landed more? You a counter now? No.
Yes, I would do a count. I'll do a film study and a count.
Fellas,
I will do it now.
Fellas, hold on. Guys. Fellas, I'm gonna start muting people. I'm gonna mute people. Hold on. I'm gonna start muting people. No. Hey.
Simple question.
Hold on. Precise. Hold on. We gotta, because listen, D and Apology, you guys started talking over each other at the same time. We gotta keep some decorum here. All right.
I want him to go first. I'll just let him go.
Well, it's just easy.
Just want to ask one question. Can I, guys?
How the fuck? Hold on, dog. Can I get this off? Whoever the fuck that is. It's
go ahead, man.
Don't fucking tell me that it's a fact, and then you sit back and then say, "No, I gotta go look at the footage." Okay, so you don't have any facts. You have your fucking.
I do. It's a fact that Tio got more credit for punches he didn't land. If you know how to score boxing, you would know that, but clearly you don't.
All right, now hold on. No. Those I want to avoid that.
Address that, because you know I'm not letting that shit fly.
No. You don't know how to score. You score.
Apology, man.
Getting precise.
Hold on.
Just
but
one question.
I'm just saying, stay respectful, please, guys. This is just a fucking boxing fight. There's no need for like.
When I get out of hand, it's a fucking problem. But don't fucking tell me what I don't know.
Hey, what am I doing?
You don't know how to score fights. It was clearly the scorecard lady.
I'm gonna start muting people. I'm gonna start muting people.
Don't tell me like that because you don't know shit about me. I probably forgot more about boxing than your fucking casual ass.
Hold on a second.
Sure.
He's the one that's insulting, man.
Apology, man.
I don't mind. I'm not a child. Like, you can say whatever you want. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hold on, fellas. Let's stay respectful and no digs. All right, police. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This
I think Precise wants to ask a question. BBA.
Yeah, okay, but this isn't guys. This isn't a pool hall. Okay, we're not gonna get into fist fights.
Can I say something really quickly?
I want to hear Precise. You had your chance, Apology, and you did what you did. I want to hear from Precise.
Okay.
Go ahead, Precise.
Okay.
I think this question will solve everything for everybody, and I will not follow up after I get an honest answer. D. Do you honestly think that Teofimo landed 50 punches on Lomachenko in the 12th round?
50 punches. No, because I looked at actual or at least believable stats. And then I went to boxing thing first. I'm not going by whatever he's talking about or whatever you're talking about with 50 punches because it don't say that on boxing. Not only that, I used my fucking eyes. Again, Mark Unrivaled and I, we did the fight round by round, blow by blow. We did the scorecards and we came up with reasonably the same thing. So if anybody's fucking sitting here questioning what I came up with, then come to my fucking panel. I'll invite Unrivaled, and then you guys come there and fucking question both of them. Because here's the thing. You can sit here and say this, that, and the third, and you don't know boxing, you don't know shit about boxing and all of these fucking soliloquies I hear about D. Jefferson. Just come fucking prove it to me. Okay, just do that.
I got something to add to that. Look, I'm going to say this. In the first 6, 7 rounds, Loma, what he landed were single digits, according to what I saw. So it doesn't matter that in the rounds that he won in the latter part, he scored a lot more than Tio because he gave up the fight in the first half. And if you add round by round, it doesn't matter that if one round in the latter part, he outscored Tio because you're going to count the rounds and tally that up by the end of the fight. And still, Tio won.
That's right, Gonzalo. Really quick, precise question. Did you say Tio landed 50 punches, or he threw 50 punches in the 12th round?
Precise, are you there? Can you guys hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me answer that. I'm sorry. Hold on. CompuBox, official CompuBox gave Teofimo. They said that he landed 47 punches on Lomachenko in the 12th round. Okay. Now, if you think he did, then that's cool. If you don't think he landed anywhere close to that, then you're saying CompuBox is bullshit, which would agree with apology.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, you can't dispute round number 12, whether it's CompuBox or if you counted more punches. I thought that there's no question about the fact that Tio won the 12th round.
Right.
That's not the point, Gonzalo. That's not the point we're making.
What is the
I
point you're making?
didn't use CompuBox, so I don't know why people telling me. I keep saying over and over again. I use my fucking eyes along with Unrivaled. We went blow by blow.
So
Hold on. Whoever that is.
Okay. Go ahead. I thought you was finished.
Okay. We did commentary together, round by round. Mark took a round. I took a round. I didn't use any of these fucking CompuBox stats or nothing. I used my fucking eyes.
That's not what we're talking about. But maybe we should just move on because D cannot answer simple questions. So let's.
Well, hold on. He dropped off, so I want to wait for him to come back.
Look,
we're getting stuck.
We're trying to have a conversation, asking logical questions, looking for good answers, and it's impossible to do that with these. It's whatever. I think maybe we should move
felt
on.
Andre Ward was very pro. Him and Bradley were pro Lopez, but then
he had it 6-6.
I didn't know. I wasn't thinking. Oh, it was because there's an ESPN agenda. It was more like, well, Andre Ward's always been jealous of Lomachenko. In my opinion, from what I've seen,
Andre Ward, who probably does have a little, something against Lomachenko. I get it, but he had it 6-6. He had it 6-5 going into the 11th round. Now, look, a lot of times Andre Ward says things, and I'm like, look, I don't care for it, but I didn't disagree with his scorecard. Okay, I didn't. I thought his maybe you could say it's a little off. Fine, that's fine. That's a judgment call, but I think that he was pretty accurate in scoring the fight. Okay, he was scoring the fight. Like you said, some people felt that he was cheerleading along with Tim Bradley, and it's just like this is not, we here to talk about subjects, right? That's what we do. Okay, like how can you not see that the benefit of the doubt was given to Teofimo, who's the less popular fighter? This happens in boxing, man. Look, Miguel Cotto was arguably more popular than Canelo, right? And Precise talked about how he signed that one fight deal to go on Oscar De La Hoya's promotion to get that fight, right? And we obviously saw that the scorecards were in favor of Canelo. Canelo, to me, he won the fight. I thought he won the fight, but not in that terms. And he was scheduled to make less money, significantly less money than Cotto.
Well, can I say something here about this? I'm trying to get to this, man, because I'm trying to do a show where we're focusing on the post-fight issues. Now, D just dropped off, and I told him he didn't get dropped. In fact, he's still on the Discord here on the list. He dropped off, or maybe he got disconnected. I don't know. But okay, he says, BD, I just got cut off and I didn't leave, but it's cool. I'll just play. Now, come back, D, because we're having a good conversation, man. I don't want this to stay unresolved. I like resolution. I'm not one of those postmodernist French filmmakers that likes films with open endings. I want a little resolution here. Listen, in regards to the whole CompuBoxing and all that, we're doing what we do as boxing autists, and we're getting deep into the fucking everything about the fight. The bottom line, like Bucho said, it was about comparing the excuses that some fighters make, or some fans of certain fighter make, and then others. This discussing that the fact that the scorecards were wide, that I don't see how that's making excuses for Lomachenko, because everybody here admits, or more or less admits, that Lomachenko didn't win that fight. But these guys are just...
By the way, Rodnell in the chat says these fanboys are worse than the Wilder fans. See, this is what I'm talking about, Rondell, and you should call in. Because there's no way, there's no did you even hear the Wilder excuses, the Wilder fanboy excuses? I mean, he went from the gloves were tampered with, he had a metal lock in the gloves, to fucking the LED lights that, these LED lights affected Wilder's vision.
That he decided to wear.
Calm the fuck on. Like, be honest, man.
Bright. Can I say something though?
Get the fuck out of this channel. Yeah.
These people want us to come on here and say that Lomachenko is an overhyped Euro bum who never beat anybody. He got a bunch of gifts. He ain't shit, and that's going to be considered not making excuses and keeping it real. Now, I mean, I'm not willing to do that because I don't believe any of that.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Fuck that.
And whereas this fight was controversial, okay, for many reasons this fight was controversial, because people are disagreeing as to the outcome and the scorecards or whatever, however they treated Lomachenko. Even if they're admitting that Teofimo, the right guy won, let's say, it's still controversial because it is. Now, there was nothing controversial about Tyson Fury whooping Deontay Wilder's ass, so they had to invent controversy. The gloves, the this, the that. So it's not even, the fights aren't even comparable in the first place.
I just want to say,
just because some of us reject the mainstream narrative and the cocksucking of Timothy Bradley and all this, and the top ranked team of Teofimo Lopez, that doesn't mean we don't think he won the fight. You know what I mean? We're just pointing out how, and to me, in my eyes, that justifies Lomachenko's game plan in this fight, because it didn't look like he could win a decision, and he fought like he couldn't. Like, he didn't give a fuck about winning rounds. He just wanted to knock him out. That's how he fought, and it makes perfect sense in retrospect. That's all I'm saying.
I just want to tell D and D, I know you're still listening. I don't know why you dropped off, man. Nobody here dropped you off. Nobody here can except me, and I did not drop you off. In fact, now I see that your light is off instead of being on, which means you're not even online. So come on back, because there's...
No, listen, I like...
Hold on. All I'm saying is all he has to do is jump back on, because he's still got the invite for this channel. Go ahead, Recognize.
No, I like D Jeff, but he starts cursing right away. He likes to just like right away start cursing, and I'm wondering, like, are you hearing things? Like, are we? All right,
listen, Rick, I gotta cut you off. I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk about D while he's not here. I want him to be here so he can.
No, I'm just saying that himself. I like talking to him, but I think sometimes he overexaggerates.
Okay. Now, yeah, you gotta tell apology, man. Don't that type of thing. Like when you start talking, you don't know anything about boxing. That doesn't help your argument, man. So you gotta stay away from those things, because then it just makes
cursing. My bad.
That's okay.
I don't mind what he says personally. It doesn't offend me, but yeah, my bad.
All I'm saying is you. It only makes the other person angrier, and we're trying to get to the bottom of things. And so if somebody's angry, that you're not gonna get to the bottom of things. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. Bucho, we got some phone calls. Let's go to the phone calls real quick because the phone lines are closed, but we still got the phone calls in escrow there. Let's go to 773. You're on the air. 773.
Oh God.
When I speak common basic facts that everybody knows in boxing, everyone gets butthurt. Everyone whines. Oh, you're just a hater. Oh, you're making excuses. When I talk about where the fight is judged at, where it's located, who the judges are, if the fix was in from the jump or not, people say, oh, yeah, you may be right, but the right guy won, though. At least the right guy won. Who cares about that? The right guy won. Nobody wants to talk about the scorecards. Yeah, they could have been a little bit wide. No big deal. No, this is a pattern of behavior that happens, and it's the same thing in England. If an American fighter goes to England, the scorecards are whack. And it was just another example. The referee or the judge was looking at his phone, and it was like some crazy scorecards where the American fighter got robbed against the English fighter. It's just common knowledge. This is what happens. But the difference is people in America like to think that our scoring cards are fair. We're fair over here. If you want to do it the fair way in the big fights, you got to come to America and this and that.
But Kevin,
no, it's the same deal. They rob foreign fighters in America, just the way it is.
Kevin, okay, listen. People get robbed all over the place. But what happened What happened within the ropes? Lopez got the best of Lomachenko. You gotta accept that, man. You can't go around saying, "Oh, this and that and robbery." It happened, man. You're gonna feel. I'm not being condescending here. I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better when you stop getting attached.
He won maybe by 1 round.
But that's
one or 2 rounds max.
Yeah, but he clearly won most of the early.
117, 111. The fix was in.
He clearly,
they were ready to build a star off Lomachenko's name.
Kevin, did
the
you
119 card? See, here's the deal. If it would have been a closer fight, that 119, 109, that judge Letterman would have made a difference.
So what? So what are you saying, Bucho?
That judge would have made the fucking difference if we would have a closer fight. If you didn't have a close fight, if it would have been a closer fight in your eyes, then that judge Letterman, she would have made a difference. She would have. Teofimo was going to win no matter what.
Did make a difference, Bucho. That's the point. That's the point I was trying to make. I don't think you guys are understanding because
no, I do. But repeat it. Just
No, I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm gonna take it somewhere else.
That's all you got to say, BDA. Is it? Well, the right guy won, so who cares? Well,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Stop it, man.
Didn't say it. How come? Hey, how come everybody's putting words? Everybody puts words in my mouth. D says that that I'm not allowing him to speak. Kevin is saying, see how I get it from all over the place. I can't win. But then yet I still stay here with a smile. Go ahead, Precise. You were gonna say something.
Look, if Lomachenko understood, and to me it looked like he did understand that he cannot win on the cards, that changes his entire game plan. His number of choices is all of a sudden limited. He can't just go in there and box the guy because he's not going to get the decision. He has to change his entire game plan. He has to take tremendous risks trying to knock him out, and only in the last few rounds of the fight. That's not a level playing field. Like, it's just of course it was a robbery. Of course it was. We could sit here and like rationalize, well, technically he didn't win, and so it wasn't a robbery. Man, they were gonna rob him no matter what. So even though, given all the circumstances, I don't think it's unfair to say that he only won 5 rounds. Cool, I don't got a problem with that. But there were also a lot of swing rounds in there, and arguably Loma won some of those rounds that he didn't get credit for, which is why Andre Ward, who is a top-ranked guy or ESPN guy, still had the fight a draw, probably because he thought Lomachenko won the fight. I'm just saying, and he's not the only one. Other people have come out saying that they thought he won the fight. It was a controversial fight.
All right, hold on a second. Point well taken there, Precise. I hope D comes back to respond to that, because he's the one that's mostly getting into this as well. Kevin, I'm gonna have to let you go because we already got 2 phone calls and the phone lines are about to end. Thank you for calling in, man.
Yeah. Get D back on so he can shit on Lomachenko. Yeah.
All right. See, I wish D wouldn't have dropped off so we could have spoken to Kevin. 850, you're on the air. 850.
Yo, what's going on? BD, I do respect your opinion on it. I think it's very clear that Lomachenko just did not do enough. You guys probably already mentioned, or maybe other callers have, but.
Well, hold on. Just to be clear, I gave Lopez the credit, not Lomachenko, what he didn't do. But go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if you guys already touched on this already, but Lopez just didn't allow Lomachenko to do what he really wants to do. Like, it's so confusing to me how people watch this fight, and the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, boxing corruption. There's something fixed within. You're telling me you could not see what occurred the first through seventh round? You didn't see nothing what happened in the first through 7 rounds? You're not familiar with your own fighter, Lomachenko, how active he is, how much he puts up in offense from the first round all the way up to the 7th? Like, that's not common for Lomachenko to not do anything for 1 through 7 rounds. You know that. You got to have integrity. You know that's not Lomachenko. So why is he not fighting this fight against Lopez? You telling me that was the game plan? You know what? I'm not going to produce no kind of offense at all for almost 7 rounds. I'm not going to do anything. And then in the end, your understanding is, well, you know what? Let's look at where he fought. Let's look at, old Top Rank, old Bob Ram. Oh, the fix was in, man. Yo, come on, man. Like, this is crazy. He didn't do enough in the beginning. And even the rounds that he won in the second half of the fight, Lopez was still winning rounds here and there. And those are hard-fought rounds. And the 12th round is definitely not even a question, not even a debate. When you got Lomachenko getting hurt twice in that one round, and I remember we were talking about how the scoring. Look, just because you have more scoring or better scoring in the round doesn't mean you can win it. Here's my example: if you throw 25 punches and you land those 25 punches on me, and I only throw 15 or 12, and one or two of those 12 punches that I threw, you got wobbled. You're on Queer Street, and I'm almost putting you out. You're almost gone for the knockdown or the knockout. I'm gonna win that round, but you did outscore me with 25, 30, whatever points. You outscored me. You outclassed me. You outboxed me. But I hurt you one time and hit you with 5, 6, 7 punches, and I won the round. It's not always just points. It's not gonna always be like that.
I agree with you, man. And that
we're complaining about the scorecard.
I know, but I agree with you. Listen, hold on. I get your point. Caller. I get your point, and I agree with you that Lopez won the fight. What these guys are saying now, they're delving into the actual outside of the ring or whatever you want to call it, outside the ropes, with the fact that the scorecards were very, very, very wide. Meaning, their argument is that there was already some shenanigans. They're not saying Lomachenko won, but they're saying even if he would have done something different. Let's say he would have been able to handle Lopez's skills or whatever and get the best of him for 7, 8, 9 rounds. He probably wasn't going to get a decision based on how wide the scorecards were, considering that Lomachenko did win a sizable portion of the middle of the fight. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, like what's a sizable portion? Like how many rounds is considered a sizable portion of the?
I thought he won 5. I thought he won 5. And that and I do definitely think Lopez needed to pull that 12th round off to win the fight.
Andre Ward thought he won 6, and sometimes I watch the fight and I think he won 7. So it is what it is. A controversial.
It's like the Triple G Canelo fight. Sometimes I have Triple G winning, sometimes I have Canelo winning.
You know what this was like? This was very much like Leonard Hagler. Leonard ran and looked to steal rounds, and they gave him those rounds because he attacked in the last 30 seconds. That's exactly what Lomachenko was doing. And even though it didn't work for the most part, you could make an argument he won the second round because Teofimo didn't really land anything, and Lomachenko landed clean punches in the very end of that round. And then there was another round, second and sixth round. You can make an argument that he actually won those rounds. But the argument against Lomachenko is, he didn't do shit, so he automatically lost those rounds. Meanwhile, Teofimo is landing on the belt, which are not scoring blows; they're illegal blows.
At
in this fight, they were. Yeah, and people are counting that. Teofimo is chasing him around the ring, throwing these huge haymakers that are mostly partially blocked, and then Lomachenko comes back with 2 or 3 clean shots right on the face that snap his head back and have him busted up. So it was a difficult fight to score. Teofimo had the power in his punches, but they weren't clean. Lomachenko had less power in his shots, but they had more effect and they did more damage. And it's like the caller didn't even listen to what was being said, because the reason as I already explained, the reason why Lomachenko probably fought that way is because he knew he couldn't win. He wouldn't get those rounds on the cards. And he's saying, well, why don't you ask yourself why Lomachenko fought that way? Right after I explain why I think he fought that way. So, if you're going to call to the show and respond to what's being said, please give us our respect and actually listen to what we're saying.
You know what, man? I don't think he was moving around because he could. Hold on. I don't think he was moving around because he knew he wasn't going to get the decision. Because I mean, how do you prove that? No. I'm going to stick with Lopez and giving. Exactly. I'm going to stick with Lopez and give him credit. Okay, well, hold on, caller. We got to move on. So you want to say something?
Yeah, I agree. My point was exactly what B just said. That to me, no respect, no disrespect, nothing. But to me, that's just the most crazy, ludicrous thing to think that. How do you even prove that? Like, how do you even prove that?
But there is a basis. But there is a basis on.
Have to say something like that.
Okay, but now I gotta go in there with precise to say that there is a basis to what he's saying and what other guys are saying about the scorecards themselves. They were very well. It was like De La Hoya Whitaker when De La Hoya. I think one judge had a 119, 109. So that, and everybody, I remember back in the day, everyone was saying, well, they already had the scorecards written down. That's usually the expression people use. And in this case, it seemed to be the same thing. I don't see incompetence. I don't believe in that. People always use that when it. Go ahead, Ray.
I'd like to respond. I'd like to respond real quick to the caller because he's saying, how do you even prove that? I'm not interested in proving anything. I'm just giving my opinion on the fight. You have a problem with my opinion. I don't have a problem with your opinion. But if you're going to adjust my opinion, respect it, listen to what I have to say, and if you disagree with it, it's all good. I don't care to prove anything. You can't prove your opinion neither. Nobody could prove their opinion. It's not about that. It's about expressing it and respecting somebody else's opinion and not calling it ridiculous and all this other shit. But because that just shows your immaturity and insecurity.
Right.
That's really it.
It's just opinion, right?
Okay, call it.
The Luke Campbell fight. 2 judges scored at 119, 109. Did you ever complain about the scorecards then?
I didn't remember the scorecards from that fight, but yeah, definitely those scorecards were too wide, man.
You sure did. Yep, I complained definitely for sure. So thanks for calling.
I mean, I had it. I had that fight 9 rounds to 3, 8-4 for Lomachenko. Yeah, the 119, 10, what is it, 108 was pretty far. You know, it was pretty far. But I think I personally think they were just trying to get Lomachenko to be more interested in fighting in the UK. You know, so like one of those type of things. Like, hey, look, you know, we're good over here. Come fight over here, because at that time, you know, that's when there was crowds. They saw that they had a pretty big crowd. Now, look, man, I don't get into the psyche of why a fighter fought that way. I think there's good points that both guys made, what Precise said and what the caller said in terms of like Teofimo stopped that from happening, and Precise saying, look, maybe he felt that that's the only way he could win was to wear him out and try to go for it in the second half of the fight. Those are legit. Those are legit things because, look, boxers know. Boxers know that when the political climate could be against you. Maybe they're over-exaggerating sometimes, but they just see history. I mean, look, man, there's plenty of reason for a guy like Lomachenko. I don't know. I don't hang out with Lomachenko. There's plenty of reasons for him to say, maybe I should knock this dude out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should go for it. He's a big puncher. He's going to be explosive in the first half of the fight. And I can't take no risk. Maybe I have to give up rounds because he's that good. You know what I'm saying? He's that good and he's that explosive early where I could wear him out in the later rounds. I mean, dude, this has always been happening. Look at Ruslan Provatnikov. How many close fights he was in and he got the end of the stick, okay? And he did well on HBO. He fights Chris Algieri, okay? In a fight where he drops him twice, a chance to get a fight with Manny Pacquiao, okay? He's a dangerous fighter. This is a dangerous guy, and it looked like it was some bullshit going on there. One judge had it 117, 109, 9 rounds to 3, the 2 extra points for the knockdown. The other 2 judges had it 114, 112, Chris Algieri.
Okay, bro. Okay. Recognize you're going.
No, but I'm just trying to bring up a point that look. Sometimes, man. Sometimes there's a agenda for you not to win the fight. That's all I'm saying. There's just an agenda there.
I don't see the case for that for this fight. That's all.
All right.
Listen. Lomachenko with 3 of the belts. I don't see the case for that. It should be the other way around.
All right. Thank you for calling in, man. We got to move on to another phone call. Take it easy and
no
call
problem.
back next time. All right, man.
Very, very dishonest caller, I gotta say. Very dishonest.
Okay, come on. All right, let's go to 5. Oof, I'm trying to come on, load up. Okay, 509. You're on the air. 509.
Yeah, what's up, guys? This is 92.
92. I see 51. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 92 cool.
Okay, how you doing, man? What's on your mind?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a good fight. I'm glad it was a good fight. And I think it's kind of ridiculous that most of this whole show was just talking about the scorecards. Like, come on, guys. Like, I know the title says excuses like LDBC. It's not the excuses, but you Loma fans just can't. You guys can't take the loss.
Well, hold on.
Respond to
These
that.
guys,
We're not saying it was an excuse. I don't know which excuse are we using here.
No, here's the excuse. Somebody on the panel said Loma had to fight that way because he knew he was going to lose. So so that's why he fought like that. I want to understand that logic. Like, how does that even make sense? To that person on the panel, what rounds did you give Loma?
Okay, that Precise said that, and now he's going to respond. Precise, go ahead.
Well, my points were very much logical. If he doesn't think so, then it's on him to present counter arguments, which he clearly isn't able to do. He's just saying, "Man, I disagree with you. Give him credit." So I don't remember exactly which rounds I gave to Lomachenko, and none of that matters. And I'm not interested in debating this guy anyway, because he's not an open-minded person, and he's not even willing to consider what I'm saying. So, I'm not going to waste my time.
And we have different opinions, by the way, in this panel. You're putting us all on the same back, so you haven't been listening to the show.
I'll break down his.
Hey, wait, hold on. Aku, you didn't respond to what Butcher said. There's a lot of people throwing out their opinions here, and you're conflating all of them into one. So you gotta listen more to the show to understand, and not picking.
You're just picking up what you want to hear. There's like 8, 9, 10 people in here. Come on.
Look, and we're saying, Loma could have lost that fight. Loma did. Teofimo put himself in position to win that fight. What we're saying is, at least what I'm saying, I'm going to speak for myself. I think going in, the judges were giving the benefit of every close round to Teofimo. Most of the judges, right? At least 2 of them were giving the benefit of the doubt to Teofimo. I believe the 119-109 is definitely him giving every close round to Teo. Now, does that mean that I don't think that Lopez could have won the fight? No, I'm obviously not saying that. And if you can prove that I said that, then I would like for you to prove it. But and a lot of guys here too. A lot of guys are saying the same thing. I mean, look, the guy's the younger guy. He's the American fighter. I mean, there's a lot of upside to him for him to win the fight. Not saying that he didn't.
There's no doubt about that.
I gotta address something here.
I think if you have it.
Go ahead, Aku. Go ahead, because we gotta move on, man.
I think if you have it like the Loma 119 to 109, that's way extreme, and the 6-6 is way extreme too for Loma. He didn't do shit for 7 rounds, and then there's a guy that wants to cry about, oh, that's why Loma had to switch his game plan because he knew he was gonna lose. His best rounds was when he decided.
I'm not crying about anything. I'm expressing my opinion. Okay, I'm not crying about shit. Go ahead.
Okay, let me finish. And so, if anything, he should have went that route and went offense. If he would have, I thought he would have won if he went that route. But it didn't matter because at the end, the 12th round, that's when Teal put his balls on the line and just said, "Yo, let's bang." And,
I don't understand.
That was pretty badass.
Can I say something real quick?
What was that?
Yeah, go ahead. Apology. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's your opinion that Loma didn't do enough, but can you at least see how people had Loma winning or had it a draw or had it a close fight? Or do you think that's ridiculous? I want you to, do you think it wasn't a close fight at all, is that what you're saying?
I could hear that last part. What was that?
Hello?
Repeat your question because he didn't get it.
I could.
Can you hear me, caller?
Yeah, he can hear you. Just repeat the question. Go ahead.
I can hear you now.
I'm just saying, do you not see how people had Loma winning or had it a close fight, considering how some of the rounds were close and Tia wasn't landing much punches while Loma was at times?
No, I can't see how. I can't see how you had Timo. How you had Loma winning. I just don't. There were clear rounds.
Yeah.
There were clear rounds for Loma. Even if you give Loma 5 rounds, there were clear. There were 4 or 5 rounds you give to Loma, but he's still not enough.
I
think.
Well,
go ahead. Apology. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, let him finish. I cut him off.
I think he was.
Yeah, man. Like we're spending. This is the problem. Was this is a pro Loma channel, and your guy lost. And
how's that true?
Which excuses are we making? Which excuse did I make? Hey, which excuse did I make?
Hey, one at a time. One at a time. Hold on. One at a time. All right, Bucho, go ahead, man.
All right. So who was making excuses here?
Hey, Bucho, can I say something?
No,
Gonzalo,
I'm asking a
man.
question.
Gonzalo, he's asking a question, man. Come
Why
on.
would you want to say something when I ask a guy a question?
Nobody's saying anything.
Yeah,
He's
you're
asking-
right.
Dead
This guy
silence.
is not answering.
Dead silence,
Get him out of
man.
here.
All right. You know what, Gonzalo, you have a point. I'm sorry to have come in here, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Caller, we're
Gonzalo,
asking
go
you.
ahead. This
Caller,
guy's
we're
not answering.
I've been listening. There's like a dead silence.
I know,
wanted
caller.
to say, look, not
Because
to
I'm trying to
disrespect
ask the
anybody,
caller. We're trying to ask you a question, caller, and you stay silent. Bucho, repeat the question, and then we'll get to Gonzalo after all this is done. Go ahead, Bucho.
Name me the excuses that we're making on this show. And please tell me
Okay,
who made those
Loma-
excuses. In your opinion, that are excuses. Your opinion.
No, I just said the excuse was that Loma had to switch his game plan because of scorecards. He knew he was going to lose. How's that not?
It's not an excuse, dude. You need to look up what an excuse is in a fucking dictionary. Get lost.
Yeah, caller, you're sticking to the same issue that was already explained, man. We got to move on. Thank you for calling in, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, fella?
Hey, BDA, can I just say something real quick, dude?
Actually, just Jimmy, I know you've been waiting patiently for a long time, but I
Oh,
just
no, take a call. You have calls? No,
Gonzalo wanted to say something. He's been silent.
Oh, no, then Gonzalo, go, Gonzalo, go.
Go, Gonzalo.
Hey, for me, I'm in this panel also, and I thought that Teofimo Lopez clearly won. I can't have it to where I could consider Lomachenko winning, or I can possibly even see a draw, man. Look, the smaller guy is a lightweight. I'm going to go even further. A flyweight's going to throw more punches than the heavyweight, right? So, look, Loma's the smaller guy, and he didn't do what he needed to do in the first half. Yes, he picked up the punch count later on, but the same thing could be said that if a flyweight throws a lot of punches, his punches are going to be less impactful. And for me, he lost too many rounds from 1-7, and he lost the 12th. And the rounds that he did pick it up, and he had more punches, were all bunched up within the 8th and the 11th round. So as far as punch count, he didn't do anything but like only single and double, and just very low punch count in the beginning of the fight, man. So there's no way that I could have possibly had him winning or even drawing, man. It's just had to put my opinion where they can't.
Yeah.
They won't say that everybody thinks along the same lines.
Exactly.
I respect people's opinion.
And that's Gonzalo's opinion, and nobody on the show is gonna jump on him and say you're ridiculous. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's his opinion. That's the fight he saw, and that's cool.
Yes, precise.
I had Teofimo Lopez winning, and nobody's fucking jumping on me. Right?
Wait, Carl,
I
so quick
said he was
question.
better than I expected. So I don't know why this caller comes in and says that we all think the same way and we're all Loma fanboys. This is what these people want to hear, and I'll tell you why they want to hear this, because they want to create another entity like the LDBC, so they don't feel bad that the LDBC is the only fucking community that exists that come up with fucking bullshit. And it is the only community that comes up with bullshit. There's no other. Prove me fucking wrong.
Because look,
when someone
go ahead, Apology, and then I gotta say something. Go ahead, Apology.
Okay, when everyone originally watched the fight, did anyone have Loma winning?
I didn't.
I'll tell you what, Apology. I was watching the fight with me and 2 other friends. One of the friends had it for Lomachenko. The other one had it for Teofimo. I had it. Look, I agreed with Andre Ward. I did agree with his scorecard. It was almost, I don't remember exactly if we had all the rounds the same, but it was pretty much the same. So, look, these are guys that don't have skin in the game. They don't really follow the fights like that. You know, they like boxing. You know, they like hanging out with me because I like combat sports and shit like that, and we have a lot in common. We, you know, stuff we talk about. But they're not biased, and two of them disagreed. One of them had Loma winning. The other one had Teofimo winning. The guy that got the decision.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. It was a close, controversial fight, but because of all the hype and all the bullshit and all the A-side fucking mental gymnastics, people are acting like Loma got schooled. That's the only thing I got a problem with. I think you can make a case for Lomachenko, but I think Teofimo has a stronger case. It's one of them fights that could have gone either way. The right guy got the decision, but the other guy was completely and utterly disrespected.
Yeah,
you know, man, they want to hear that. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear Lomachenko got whooped. You know, we can't mention anything about the weight, even though it's not an excuse, but it's a reason. Again, it's one of the biggest arguments for people who were picking Teofimo Lopez, that the size and the power. Loma won't be able to handle that. And so these people just want to hear this fucking story that, oh man, Loma was a hype job. Teo's this great boxer. All right.
Well, listen, this fight, you know, Precise and Butch have made excellent points. This fight stirred up a lot of people's hype. I'm gonna say hyped up people, man, more than Charlo Derevchenko. This was a fight that people were putting it on the line. Now you have people saying, "Oh, excuses." But look, or Lomachenko got whooped, like Butch said, but it was a good fight. I don't understand the fact that people are trying to come here and paint everything with a broad stroke. First of all, it means they look up to us because it took them about 2 years to finally come in here and try to gloat based on the fact that most of us got the wrong decision. So that just speaks volumes about what we're doing over here at the Boxing Debate Arena. And that goes for everybody here, all the panelists. So I just want to make that clear. And it's fantastic that you keep listening to us. We will keep doing the film analysis because I think it breaks down the fights excellently, and it gives you guys a good view of what's gonna go down and what could come down. And if you're gonna bet, especially, hopefully we can impart, I should say, a good deal of information so that you make the right pick. Now, I want to get to Jimmy. Oh, and by the way, Butcher, should we drop a StreamYard link just in case? See what happens.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to be dropping a StreamYard link, but just because it's a StreamYard link...
What? Go ahead.
Just because it's a StreamYard link doesn't mean you're going to stay on here for the duration of the episode. I have to rotate. We might have to kick people out. Also, depending on what you have to say or what you don't have to say, we might have to kick you out just if you start trolling or saying the N-word or whatever. So just that had to be
the title of the video is Lomachenko fans making excuses like the LDBC Wilder fanboys. So that's what they want us to say, to create excuses, to make up excuses. And so in their heads, they're creating this reality where like we are making excuses. So that when they call in, we shaft them because we're not making any fucking excuses. They're living in their own reality, man.
Yeah, they keep harping on the fact that
on his CAD.
Yeah.
They keep harping on the fact that well, actually, Loma didn't even bring up the injured thing there, which he shouldn't, because like I said, you go into a fight, it's on you. But the scorecards, I mean, that doesn't have to do anything with what happened in the ring, but it does show you that things were unequal. So, I mean, what do you want? What do you want to do?
Yeah, but don't even say that, because then people are going to.
I know, but what do they want? To ignore the fact? I don't get it.
We just mentioned that the scorecard 119 didn't make real much sense, and all of a sudden that's an excuse. Like, what the fuck are you hearing?
Now we got the elder statement. We got the elder statement of the BD Boxing Debate. We got Jimmy, who's got a lot of experience. Jimmy,
go ahead, Jimmy.
What do you think about?
No. I was listening.
Now you go ahead, man. You go ahead. It's your turn to speak, man.
Well, I mean, first off, that caller who came in, I mean, he was just looking. I mean, first off, you're a fighter. When someone comes in and he's saying that Lomachenko, like, because I don't remember seeing sponsored by BDA on his robe. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was just, he came in the door with fucking, your fighter lost, your fight. He came in with an agenda. And because Precise was the last person to talk. That there was something that he thought he could jump on, and he ended up making himself look silly. Because what Precise is saying, you can have two factors. You can have two truths. Yes, Lopez, in my opinion, did enough. I had it. Whoever took that 12th round, in my opinion, was going to win the fight. Lopez did. That doesn't change another truth. Lomachenko shouldn't be in that fucking weight class. That's on him. I'm not making an excuse, but he shouldn't be. But again, he has to be there. But it's the same people who are fucking denouncing him and hype job this, hype job that, which objectively is foolish. If somebody says that should be an instant. If anybody calls him a hype job, should be instant. Okay, boom, hang up on him. But anyways, and you can have another truth but that the scorecards were atrocious. 119, 109 was abhorrent, and it's becoming a regular occurrence in these big fights. Something has to be done, because what it does do, it creates too much, because it gets people questioning things. And how could anybody look at that fight objectively and say, oh yeah, that was a fucking 10-round swing? Get out of here.
You know what? It's also interesting.
Yep.
It's also interesting because people keep bringing the Campbell fight, the Campbell-Lomachenko, because the scorecards were fucked up there as well. But you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody who picked that fight a draw, or who saw a draw within that fight. I mean, that was a clear Lomachenko win.
He beat shit out of Campbell. Campbell was doing the ugly face. He was
it was...
Look, man,
go ahead,
whenever there's a robbery, right? Whenever there's a robbery and fans complain about the robbery, somebody will open their mouth and say, well, he should have knocked him out. Why didn't he knock him out, right? That's always been like... And then when I come out and say, well, because they've seen all these robberies, all these foreign fighters that come to America, they've seen all these robberies, and they understand that the only way they can win against the up-and-coming American is by knockout. Well, then maybe, just maybe, they come into the fight to knock them out, not win on the cards, and do everything they have to do just to knock them out. But no, that's a ridiculous opinion. But, Loma lost. He should have knocked them out. It's just like, these people are retarded, man. They're just straight up retarded.
Well, you know what? It brings up the point that I was trying to make earlier, because I was saying all these people that came out of the woodwork in our chat that I'd never seen before, that I hadn't seen in a long time. That just goes to show you that some people came on here into the chat room not to discuss the fight, but to try to disparage us because, look, they're saying, oh, don't make excuses. And now they're jumping on trying to make it seem like a lot of you guys, or even myself, that we're making excuses. So it's not about the fight itself, because if we can't discuss things that are coming out, this isn't made up stuff with no substantial basis, like, the gloves, the LED lights, the punches in the back of the head. These are things that, look, we're just discussing the fact that the scorecards were wide. My argument is it doesn't matter whether the scorecards were wide, because if I'm just focusing on what happened in the ring, Lopez won. But that doesn't mean these guys can't bring up the scorecards, because, hey, everybody's always complaining about how boxing is corrupt. Then now all of a sudden the scorecards are brought up and it's, you can bring it up because it's an excuse. To me, that doesn't really play out unbiasedly or, neutral, which is what, people are supposed to do to a certain extent. Try to see both sides of the story.
Something, DDA? I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, Jimmy, go ahead.
No, I was going to finish up too with saying that Loma's, I guess, really pushing the rematch, but I don't know what's going to come from it. I just know as of today, he's been really pushing it.
Yeah, baby.
Rematch. If Lopez doesn't take it and does jump to 140, I mean, there's no money. No, it wouldn't be a bigger fight than a rematch. So that would tell you how hard it was for him to make 135, and it would just again underline that. Basically, he fought a 140-pound kid, and he's not more than a 130-pound fighter. But again, he was forced to fight there because nobody would fight him down there. I still think at 33, he could go back down to 130 and clear that fucking division out.
Something, Jimmy? I think that would be that would be the right thing for Lomachenko to do. But again, Lomachenko, if you follow his career, he goes against what people would think are logic to do. With his skill set, he could fight off the back foot and outbox a guy. He's not interested in that.
I mean, you're right. I'm talking about in domination. He could still hang a 135.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? And right, you and I are from a few years older, so these guys all remember too when a 0 loss didn't mean anything. Who gives a fuck? He lost a fight. This is again. I see all this, right? You sit back, you look at it, and go, "This is all from the fucking Floyd Mayweather era." This conversation wouldn't have happened in the 90s because people lost fights. And if they lost a close fight where people were saying, damn, that was a good fight, dude, but yeah, he got you, bro. He got you in that last round, but god damn, what an effort. Good fight, bro. And that's where it ended. This whole, oh, he lost another fight. You go on Twitter, dude. I can't spend more than 2 minutes on that vile app. The shit was being said about that kid. Exactly. I'm sorry, Precise. Recognize. Go.
No, so look, he could, and I think this guy's going to. This is my opinion. Maybe he changes his mind. I think he's going to continue to pushing that that greatness to its limit. And I've always said, look, if Lomachenko is going to lose again, because when you fight the way he fights, which is fuck you up, knock you out, beat you any way he can, eventually you're gonna run into someone that's up for that and might nick it out or maybe even knock you out. So I think that Lomachenko is gonna continue fighting bigger fighters, unless he's like, so injured that he doesn't feel the same anymore. He feels that he has to go back down to 130. But I think that the way the guy's mindset and his history tells you, he's going to continue to fight this way. That he's not this whole thing. He's a hype job. Is insane. Okay, insane. So Teofimo's a hype job, is what you're saying, right? Teofimo's the hype job too because he's the naturally bigger fighter and he couldn't knock him out. And that's
by the way,
what you're saying.
Can I just say too as well, because D doesn't want to come back because he felt disrespected. But D, I tried. Look, I did jump in here and say, hey guys, let's keep it respectful. You keep saying, D, that you don't care, and I stepped in there for you. You should come back in, man, because we're having a good conversation. But I want D to come in here because he keeps saying about Loma was so arrogant, he didn't want the rematch. Again, we haven't even seen if Loma said that. That was Bob Arum. That's the only one that said that so far.
That could have been Bob Arum that said, look, man, because remember, the kid's been talking about moving up in weight. Like, he's like, This is my last fight. This is my last fight. So, maybe he wasn't interested. Maybe Teofimo wasn't really that interested in a rematch, or he wanted that rematch if he wins at 140. Who knows what the details were?
Right.
But look, man. I mean, if they fight again, I would probably favor Teofimo.
Me too. Yeah, but you know what? Anyway, listen, D, if you get the chance, jump in here because I want to keep this discussion going.
Who didn't want the rematch?
He says wait, hold on. He says Lomachenko. This chat's moving too quick. Hold on.
So Loma or Teo didn't want the rematch.
He says he needed no rematch because he was going to beat Lomachenko. I think he means Lopez. I think he means that Lomachenko clearly said that he didn't need a rematch, but he didn't. I mean, I don't know if he asked for it or not. I think that's
Bob Arum, like Precise said. Bob Arum mentioned that he doesn't believe rematches.
Yeah,
so.
Who cares if it's in the contract or not? If it's a good enough fight, run it back.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah,
like I don't want to hear about that. It was in the contract. Was in the contract? I don't want to hear that. I just, if it's a really good enough fight, like Pacquiao Marquez was, or like any of these fights were, who gives a shit if it's in the contract or not?
Yeah.
And
why would you have what if the fight sucks and there's a rematch clause or something?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, Loma said nothing about the rematch. No one even asked him. The only person bragging about the fact that there's no rematch clause and saying, you know why, was Teofimo Lopez. So I mean, it doesn't take a genius to put 2 and 2 fucking together. What he was talking about.
We need a CNN fact checker. We need a CNN fact checker for that.
We'll see who ducks the rematch. We'll see who wants the rematch, and we'll see who ducks the rematch, and that'll tell you who doesn't want the rematch. All right.
Well, you know what? In regards to the rematch, I'd like to see one because it wasn't necessarily a blowout. I thought Lopez clearly won the fight, but why not make a like Pete said, great point. I like the fight. I was on the edge of my seat. I wasn't one of those people that said that it was a boring fight. I was on the edge of my seat.
I don't want to. I just think
PDA,
Jimmy.
If you
too old for this guy, and he's
if
good.
you convince everybody that Loma got schooled, it wasn't a close fight, 119, 109 was a good score, then there is no reason for a rematch. And who's pushing all this bullshit? Oh, he's basic. He was easier than I thought. Easy win for me. No rematch needed. Come on, man. It's obvious to see who doesn't want the rematch and why.
Lomachenko.
Lopez said.
Lomachenko's notoriously a slow starter. I would want to see the rematch. I don't think it will happen. But what I was saying is Lomachenko's notoriously a slow starter because he needs to download that information. He started slow in the past. Now, if there would be a rematch, if they would pick up where they left off, basically in the 13th round, all that information basically has been downloaded, aside from the little adjustments they would do going into that fight. But if he's already downloaded that information, it would be interesting to see if Loma would take it to him and not leave it on the table this time.
Yeah, I think he gets
That's a good
knocked out.
point.
That's the thing.
Me too.
Than they
I
did,
think there's a
but
little bit of fatigue from Teofimo Lopez side.
I think so
And
too.
that's why Loma managed to do what he did. And he took balls, but if he would have done that from the get-go, from round one, he would have probably got knocked out by Teofimo Lopez.
And Pete,
Yeah,
your
but
mic is
people don't recognize that Loma is a notoriously slow start.
Yeah, but
slow
not
starter.
this low. Not this
Not
low.
this low,
Like
yes.
when. All right, go ahead.
By the way, Pete, your microphone sounds very distorted. I don't know if you're on the road
Yeah.
or whatever, but it sounds a
Kinda.
little bit.
mine does.
Yeah, Pete.
Oh my bad, guys.
That's okay, man. That's okay.
Yeah, it's
By the way, we got
terrible.
D back.
Terrible.
Oh, we got D back. D, thank you for jumping back on, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, look, listen, even Apologies admitted he shouldn't have said that about, you don't know anything about boxing. But you got to remember, man, people get emotional. You certainly get emotional too when you start screaming. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but all I'm saying is try to understand that Apologies a young man and he didn't mean any disrespect by that.
Bro, it's just this simple. It's just the second time, bro. Even Precise, like, you don't know shit about boxing, you're dishonest and all of that. Then
But we went through
hold
that.
up, bro. See, look, I could just go back to the chat if I can't fucking talk, man.
But
Like,
we went
really,
through
I
that,
was
though.
fine in the chat. I was fine in the chat. So somebody, whoever that was, ready to cut me off. Let me go ahead and talk. Okay? It's just this simple, fam. None of them ever been to my channel. Precise, he wasn't at my channel when he started throwing this fucking shit at me. I'm dishonest. I don't know shit about boxing. And neither was Apology. So, like, just go to my fucking channel. I call it straight down the line. I show integrity. I do keep it honest. Like, don't fucking, and then if I get mad and start cussing when they challenging my integrity and telling me I don't know shit, I'm the bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm the guy. And nobody said shit. None of y'all said shit. BDA, you did at the end. Nobody really said shit when motherfuckers challenging my integrity. As soon as I curse, I'm the bad guy.
Whoa,
I wasn't doing shit, bro.
hold on. Okay, I just want to make sure I get you, D. I don't remember who cursed at you. First of all,
No, I said I curse because when I jumped off, Recognize said he don't like the fact that I curse, but everybody's cool with motherfuckers challenging my integrity, telling me I don't know shit about boxing.
Come
They
on,
never
D,
visited my channel. Like, that's cool, but when I curse, it's a big problem. It's taboo.
D, I got you.
Come on, bro.
D, I got you. But D, I got you. But nobody. You keep saying everybody's cool when they do it to me. I stepped in, and you see, I'm having trouble keeping control.
You did eventually, BDA.
Eventually,
but this shit wasn't the first time it happened. Nobody stepped in before.
Don't interpret.
It gets out of hand.
Don't interpret.
I wasn't here, D.
Hold on.
No, it's all good, Jimmy. It's all good.
Don't interpret. Hold on. I gotta say. Hold on, guys. First of all, D, don't interpret me stepping in at a certain time as me being unbiased, because you know me better than that. Second of all, with Precise, that was already hashed out. He extended the olive branch after the episode, so I don't know why you bring.
And I'm good with that. I'm just saying, BDA, that it happened. Okay, it happens.
I
And
apologize,
don't
but hold
really-
on.
You stepped
D,
in this
let
time
me
with
say
apology,
something.
but
D, let me say
the
something.
only thing that
D,
really happened with me and Precise is y'all calm this down. Okay. So I'm saying, if I'm supposed to be expected to come on here, and guys that don't know anything about me, how I call it straight down the line. See, you and Bucho come to my channel. Y'all know that I defend Lomachenko. They sit up here and accuse me of like, yeah, well, you won't do this. But I got a fucking live that says Lomachenko ain't no damn hype job. But then my integrity's gonna be challenged. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. So if like every time I come here, I could just play the chat. If motherfucker go and challenge my integrity and tell me I don't know shit about, I'm not offended. I'll just play the chat and type it in like everybody else. I was, perfectly happy typing it in.
Precise, go ahead. Precise. Go ahead. No, he's gone. He wanted to say something. He wanted to say he apologized or something. So.
D, I appreciate that. I prefer having you on the panel than speaking from the chat. Oh, okay. Precise is back. Precise, go ahead. You want to speak your mind there.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
you're good now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all that stuff that D brought up. Yeah, that's true, but that was on some other show, not today. I already apologized to him. I thought we hashed it out behind the scenes, and so for him to bring that up, I mean, it's whatever, man. I guess I understand, but let's just make it clear that did not happen now, and I thought that was already water under the bridge. For me, it is anyway.
It
So.
is for you, but Apology just did the same thing. I'm saying, and I'm saying it's just
Well, then don't.
of the
Please
same
don't bring
thing.
me
That's
into
all.
it. Then please don't bring me into it. If Apology did something, don't bring me into it because we already hashed it out.
Now,
Well,
I
I
want
just
to.
feel like it's allowed. Okay, so I ain't gonna put nobody's name, but it's always cool. And then when I cuss, I'm the problem. So if I cuss in the chat, I don't feel like I'm a problem. If I cuss in the chat, I don't feel like I'm a problem. If
First
I
of all,
cuss on, that's cool.
I never. You can cuss on here. I never said anything. And if somebody else said it, don't pay attention to what they say because this is all about. I do that. I sometimes will do it as a joke.
Listen,
like, hey, what's with the? Yeah, go ahead, recognize.
No, I said it because when he was talking to Apology, he was cursing at him. He was cursing towards him. He even said that, you know, if I remember correctly, I think he even called Apology a casual. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Look, I said I like speaking to D, but he's cursing at people when he's talking to them. That's what I said.
All right, yeah, that's great. Recognize. I mean, like, that's cool. I hear you, guys.
But I like talking. I like talking to you. I like talking to you because you're passionate. You're a passionate boxing fan, and I like speaking to you. But I'm saying that at the same time, when you get into debates, you're cursing. It's fine if the person's fine with it. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you could curse when you're talking towards me, I'm fine with it too.
It is a family show.
Bitch ass recognize.
It is a family show, and there's maybe little kids watching, you know. So
I've been
also,
trying. I've been trying to turn it. I've been
watching the shadow.
I've been trying to turn it into a family show, but you guys
Listen, I
are
have
not
two sons.
cooperating.
I have two sons that are 12 and 10. I'm not having them. They can't watch the shadow.
Well, as well you shouldn't. As
Do a
well you
kid
shouldn't.
video in the morning with puppets and shit. That'd be
Turn
funny.
your Rock Him CD and don't worry about it. All right.
A Rakim CD. All right, so
Hey,
listen.
Pete, I'm getting tired of you, Pete. I'm really getting
Yo,
tired.
Pete, we can't hear shit, man.
I have to. I have to boost your volume up so that I can just get in a little listen
By
of
the
what
way,
you.
can we make this the last Lomachenko Teofimo Lopez show?
Please, please, man,
It's
please.
getting fucking tiring, man.
Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow.
Well, hey, fellas.
I wanted to say something.
All right.
In regards to Lomachenko, if he went down in division, I don't think he would get all the credit in the world to where he would blow up. He would become like a really, really big superstar. Pretty much he would remain the same or even drop as far as the popularity scale because he would always be perceived as the guy that lost to Teofimo. You know how they say people like heavyweights are more popular than the smaller guys? They pretty much would have understood that, yes, Lomachenko hit his limit and he was never going to be that guy that we wanted to see. But I mean, credit to Lom. I'm not taking anything away. He's just kind of in between the rock and the hard place.
Lomachenko achieved. I think he achieved exactly what he wanted to achieve, bro. I think exactly what that guy wanted to achieve. He did.
He was missing that one belt, though.
Yeah, he was missing that. That was the cherry on the cake.
Okay. Listen, I agree. He's missing the one belt, but this is the story of the man's career. The first fight of his career, he wanted to fight for a title. Aaron told him no. He fought a second one. He lost. He came for the third one. He won. So I think that I don't feel sorry for Lomachenko at all. He's a great fighter. He's accomplished a lot, and let's see if he puts a period at the end of his career or he continues. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, but if he goes, I agree with Gonzalo. If he goes back down to 130, I'm pretty sure he can become an undisputed champion there. But then what? Like it's like we kind of already know he can do it. So it's not really
A lot
gonna.
of people jump ship on Lomachenko, though. A lot of people.
No, I don't know. Listen. To be fair, I don't know if he could do it. I give him prop. I'll give him a great shot.
So
I give him a great shot to do it.
Shakur's down there as well. Just saying.
Yeah, there would be a couple of good wins, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think he's again. It's if you say you shouldn't go back down to 130, then he should always get credit for being in division. Like what other fighter is held to that standard or is kept to fight? I mean, think about it. Who else is fighting forced to, like everybody knows, shouldn't be in that division? No other fighter does it. I just that loss to me didn't diminish the kid's career.
Not
Because
one
I'll tell
bit.
you,
Not one
to
bit.
fight a kid when you saw their backs. Holy shit. And Lopez, man, I'll tell you, I watched that fight again. That kid's got a wide back. And I'll tell you, man, that kid's a fighter. He showed crazy intestinal fortitude that obviously I didn't know he had. We hadn't seen it yet. But now that we've seen it, it's like his cards on the table. Now we kind of know what fighter, what to expect from him in the future. I mean, I maybe it's good that I haven't been going on calls listening, because I'm not walking away from this. I'm not saying what you guys are, but a lot of other people seem to be angry, and it's put a lot of. I don't know, man. I saw a great fight. I saw a kid try to fucking do something. You know what I mean? Like, in Lopez, he's gonna go up to 140, and I think he could fucking, if he goes up there now. Think about, okay, let's play what is. 2 years from now, say Lopez goes up and wipes out the 140 division, takes out that. Does that now diminish, or doesn't that even make Lopez? I mean, if he goes to become an all-time great, is what I'm saying. Does that not even make Lomachenko fighting a kid that big look even that much better? Say if he goes out and wipes. I'm saying it's like it's not over yet. Everybody's like putting the fucking, not you guys, but it seems like everybody's putting the fucking ending on this kid's career. Like,
well, Jimmy, apparently an all-time great, apparently to these people, he cannot lose. And this is what they got from Floyd. These people, this is what they get from Floyd because they don't know shit about boxing. So their standard is
he lost
Floyd
already in the
undefeated
Salido
record.
fight, though, man. I mean, it was the best thing for him, man. He already got the loss out of the way. His management didn't have to worry about it. This doesn't change it. I mean, Jimmy's right. The better Lopez does in the future, the better it looks Lomachenko. You know, the better it is. But
he's a good boxer.
There ain't so many Lomachenko. A lot of people jump ship on Lomachenko. Everybody's fucking hardcore Tio now. Teofimo's got a train going right now. Like, there's a fucking mob behind this kid. Everybody forgot about Lomachenko now.
Yeah, but I don't know a lot of those newfound Teofimo fans because they're idiots. These are the ones saying all of this dumb shit about Teofimo, pushing the narrative, calling Lomachenko a hot hype job, acting like this kid is a freaking bot. These are the guys overhyping Teofimo now. They were never there before. They want the man on the island with D. Jefferson, the only one saying the dude's gonna win. You know what I mean? They're everywhere overhyping the kid and saying all of this dumb shit about Lomachenko, right?
But D, think about the emotional roller coaster they're on, though, because most of those dudes who hate Lomachenko, we know why they hate him. They hate him because they have a racial bias against him. A lot of the fucking people, I know the ones on Twitter do. And the thing is, they also hate Arum. So it's a catch-22 because they're pumped he lost, but he lost to an Arum fighter. You know what I mean? It's like fucking banging a hot chick, but you find out she's your cousin.
Right.
This stream is awful.
They were supporting Teofimo Lopez just because they hated Lomachenko, and now these people, instead of saying Lomachenko is a champion, hold on. Now instead of saying that Teofimo is a champion, which he is, undisputed champion, no, now they're bringing up Devin Haney's name. That he has to be Devin Haney. I'm like, why?
Can I say something
I'm
about
not
that?
saying he's not a good boxer. Maybe he will be, but why are you mentioning Devin Haney as if he has to now? Teo has to defeat Haney to become the undisputed champion or something. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about that, which is, look, Lopez beat the number one guy. If he wants to move to 140, fine. I'd rather see, because I'm curious to see what happens with Ryan Garcia and Campbell, and then maybe that could make a suitable fight. Because yes, Garcia is not as good or doesn't have the resume of a Lomachenko, but we already saw that Lopez didn't have the same resume. And he was able to beat Lomachenko. So depending on how Garcia beats Campbell, that's a fight that I'd like to see. Tall speed versus short speed and power. That's a good fight. But yeah, those people that are saying Devin Haney. Look, Devin Haney is a good fighter too. Don't get me wrong, but belts. I've said it before. The belt doesn't make the fighter. The fighter makes the belts. So all these people that are focusing on, oh well, he was undisputed. No, he wasn't. Or even people were shitting on the fight before it happened, saying, well, it's not for undisputed, so it's blemished. Look, it was the top two lightweights in the world, with or without the belts. Even if they would have been stripped the day before, you telling me you wouldn't have seen the fight? You're telling me the winner wouldn't be the best lightweight in the world? Forget the belts, fellas. We've been watching boxing and I'm telling this to the people in the chat, but from our perspective, we've been watching boxing for a long time. We know these belts, they don't make the fighter. Trust us.
But Haney hasn't even beat anyone. Like he's like, in my opinion, he's third in line. I'd rather see Lomachenko again, Garcia, and then maybe Haney. He just has the belt that was emailed to him.
You mean Lopez?
He hasn't.
I think he's fourth in
No,
line.
Loma.
I think he's fourth in line. Oh, my bad. I thought you finished. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead. I don't cut you off.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that, BJ? I didn't hear what you said.
You said Loma. You'd rather see Loma fight Garcia and Haney.
No, sorry. Yeah, I meant Lopez for Loma again, then Ryan Garcia, because Devin Haney is an email champ. He hasn't beat anyone, and he hasn't earned his shot. So I don't see as everyone's making a fuss. Just because he's called the WBC champ doesn't mean he is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, the one thing I say about Devin, he's pretty good. Look, he just hasn't fought the level of competition.
Mhm.
Now, I don't think he deserves, I don't think he deserves to be the WBC regular, whatever they want to call him. I think he needs to earn that. Yeah, of course, they're gonna right away look. When the people that were rooting for Teofimo, and I'm not talking about anybody here, but the people that were rooting for Teofimo to win they're Lomachenko haters, so they'll use Teofimo, and you see quickly if Teofimo want to really prove himself, he needs to fight Devin Haney. Like he hasn't proved himself already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Devin Haney is better than Lomachenko. Like no, he's not. He might be in the future, but he hasn't proven anything.
Of course he's better. He lost to Lopez. Sorry, dude.
But
to
you
me,
know
the
what?
belts do matter in this instance because if he goes up and fights at 140, he would become a double undisputed. He already broke the record by being the youngest guy to gain the 4 belts. But there's a lot of talent in the 135 and 40. It's really, really deep. And to Pete, what he was saying that this is the best thing that could have happened to Lomachenko, I don't agree, man. This is one of the worst things that could have happened. Not that I'm laughing at it. I can show some empathy towards Lomachenko, but this was a really, really good win for Teofimo because he was the number 1 guy, as BDA was saying, man.
Hey, can you guys
And
hear
you
me?
know what? And nobody says that that Lomachenko should not take this loss the way he's probably taking it. Yeah, he's got to go and take some rest, and I'm pretty sure he is sad about it. We cannot change that. It's just a fact, man. But I'm not laughing at it.
I don't think he's sad at all. Can you hear me? Hey, can everybody hear me?
Yeah,
or
we
no?
can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah.
Yo, I think that I said the best thing they were having was the Salido loss. In other words, it got it out of the way. There's no more undefeated bullshit to worry about.
That's a good point. Yeah. Now, we got more fights coming in on Friday. That's Gonzalo Estrada and some other dude. We also have on Halloween Alexander Usyk and Davis versus Santa Cruz. So my question to you fellas was, next episode, should we do a pound for pound restructuring episode because of what happened on this past Saturday, or do we focus on something else? You guys tell me.
What's the change?
Can I put Ryan Garcia in at number 10, BDA?
No, you can't. Get the fuck out of here.
Can I put him at number 10?
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
Not yet.
No, not yet. No. Well, never, I hope. No, I'm kidding. Hey, listen, I think
closing
we're going to...
comments.
You go ahead, yeah.
Closing comments on this because, I mean, personally, I don't want to talk about this again.
Okay, so...
I don't want to talk about this fight again. It's enough, man.
So go ahead. I thought you said you were going to do your final.
Oh, well, I'll start and then.
Oh, I thought you said I'm all right, Spider.
He did say you were right. I'm not.
In my opinion, I underestimated Teofimo Lopez, his skills. I knew there was going to be a size and power advantage, but I didn't expect Teofimo Lopez to have, that speed, the countering speed. I thought Loma was going to be faster, and I think Teo was faster for many parts of the fight. So that's pretty much it, man. I give Teofimo Lopez all the credit in the world. I think he should move up. I think he's a little bit big for that division. But if he stays, then that's also great because there's other good fights out there. As for Lomachenko, I think he should move down in weight and see what happens. I think he was already, like, if you could see the Campbell or the Linares fight, there was a size disadvantage, but he was just that good. But against Teofimo, it was never going to happen, man. He's too good, man.
How much faster on the counters can you get from what Teo showed, man? I mean, Ryan Garcia's fast, but I think that's a different, like, speed. That's fast and throwing, like, combinations, and this guy's just quick on the 1-2, man.
Smart.
I
He was hitting that body, man.
I salute Teofimo because when he said that he trained for 2 years to beat Lomachenko, I said, damn, that's a student of the game. I like that mind, that kind of take that he has.
Absolutely.
I think. Oh, my bad.
Well, go ahead, D. Go ahead.
I think that it's like 2 things I just want to speak on. First is Devin Haney and this whole Devin Haney. And let me keep this real, bro, because I said it on my live earlier. This is a fucking LDBC narrative, and each one of those idiots, and I've called them out plenty of times. Each one of those idiots, I've invited them to come to my channel and talk about it. For non-blue blood, barbershop, you fucking idiots. Come to my channel and let's talk about it. Because you guys created this dumb narrative. This is what I want to say about Haney. How can we take a look at Haney and say that Haney's the man for Teofimo to beat because he has all of these skills? When prior to Lomachenko, Nakatani and Richard Coleman is better than anybody Haney ever freaking beat. And then Teofimo beats Lomachenko, and we're supposed to be entertaining. What has Haney shown us to say that he's on Teofimo's level? He don't have the power. We all know that. Teofimo just had a boxing match, not a shoulder roll counterpunch match. He had a boxing match with Lomachenko. So he's shown us he can box with Lomachenko. He beat Nakatani and Coleman, which was better than anybody on Haney's record. But now Haney is supposed to be competitive. What has he done? Abdulayev and Alfredo Santiago tells us that he's ready. Come on with this, bro. That Haney narrative is just retarded as hell. Teofimo should not stay at 135 if it's going to stop him from moving forward. No one stopped or wanted to regress Lomachenko from fighting champion after champion after champion. So if this kid wants to go up, give us a little nostalgia about old school boxing, go up and fight the winner of Taylor and Ramirez. Why are we talking about Haney or anybody else at 135? Let the kid go be great.
Let me tell you something. That would be an amazing step up if he says, look, I'm going to fight the winner of Taylor and Ramirez straight up, go to 140 and fight one of those guys. I mean, I'm not saying he has to do that, but if he does that, it tells you what this kid is, bro. It tells you that this kid is old school.
Hey, real quick, recognize I got receipts and I'm getting ready to put a video out on it. He's already said that. He's just been interviewed by someone. I'm getting ready to put this video out. He's already said this out of his mouth, and I'll tell you exactly what he said. He addressed the whole Haney situation. He said, I am the one who grinded. I'm the one who took the steps, did it the right way. I wasn't like Hank Davis and Haney that fought no one. I did it the right way. Now I'm going to go up to 140 and challenge the winner of Josh Taylor and let those guys prove themselves. They can fight down there. Let them get up to my level. This is what the kid said. Specifically. Quoted.
Well, I want to see it happen. I want to, because, sometimes Todd
I
DeBeuf
like
and
his
Bob
fighting
Arum,
attitude,
but if I want to see Todd DeBeuf and Bob Arum actually go through with it, because sometimes a fighter says something, but then the promoters come in and the fighter follows suit. So I want to see it, man.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
BDA, you know, it's just one promoter involved in this. Bob Arum, Josh Taylor's with Top Rank now. Teofimo's with Top Rank. There's no cross the street. It's all in house.
I mentioned Todd DeBeuf because supposedly he's the one that's running Top Rank, and Bob Arum's just there, like on
just got his name on it. Yeah.
But we know Bob runs Top Rank. Come on now.
Yeah,
what Bob says fucking goes, fam. Come on now.
We know Uncle Bob is the one that still might be calling the shots. Maybe he's like,
it's me, Uncle Bobby.
He's like Ace Rothstein. He was the guy that was supposedly running the casino, but it was actually the mob back in the Midwest that was doing the whole thing. Now, okay, so I was going to get to Pete. Closing thoughts on this whole thing before we go.
I'm not sure if my microphone's still all fucked up, but look,
I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm gonna go ahead and just call it from the end of the fight. Live, watching that fight live, I saw a 7-5 fight for Teo. I did not see Loma winning the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back and watch it. I haven't gone back and watched it, at half speed or rewinding it. Although it's interesting to me. It's only interesting to me to watch it like that because if it shows anything closer than 7-5, if it did show a draw, or if it did show something, punches grazing instead of punches landing, or punches, some stuff that you couldn't see full speed. Well, two things that tells me. Number one, that maybe Loma, that's why he thought the fight was closer than it appeared to me even. Maybe that's why he thought he's got to go watch it, but hey, he thinks he did enough. He might not have. That's why maybe he thinks he didn't, lose the fight. The second thing is the judges are watching it live, and I'm watching it live, and I got a way better viewpoint than even the judges do, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, the live fights that I have seen, honestly, they were.
I would say if you're watching on TV, you got the better.
Hold on. You got a better view, I think. Yeah, I mean, it seems to me like you have a better view in terms of, well, even the commentators that are watching it on a video screen are are more accurate than the judges are. They can see it better. So if Ward had it more accurate, or if this judge had it all fucked up, well then listen, they only have one viewpoint, and if they can see what's going on, they can. If they can't, they can't. The fight 2 fights before Lomachenko on the undercard, you saw a knockdown, you saw a trip, and then a knockdown, but the judge was blocked by the fighter, and he was calling it a slip. I can't remember those 2 Spanish guys that were fighting, Juarez and Cancun. I can't remember who it was, but it was a fucking fight. But it was a knockdown. Whatever. Yeah, those 2. But the point of the matter, though, is that I think when it comes to the scorecards being too wide, especially Letterman's card, my problem with that is this. What is that, a 11-1 fight? Or is that what did she have, a 10-2 or 11-1? What did she have?
11-1.
11-1.
All right, so look, you can't have the fight 11-1. I don't care what your vantage point is, because basically Loma fought one way for the first 7 rounds and a different way for the last 5 rounds. So if you like a certain style of fight, if you like someone who's bringing the aggression, and you're going to favor that person, and you're going to detract from the person that's moving around the ring, well, then I can see for the first 7 rounds, you don't give 1 round to Loma. I personally didn't, but you can't tell me that. Wait, what fucking round did she give him? The 11th? So
Yeah,
where
but
did all this other damage come from?
I got your point, but that's gonna trigger a whole other discussion.
I'm just saying. If what Precise was saying earlier was something even more than that about an A-side situation with this fight. Now, on that right there, honestly, I don't think Aram's favoring one of these guys over the other. But my point is this, right? If I saw it 7-5, I got Tio winning the fight. I got Loma losing the fight. As far as Loma goes, he's going to be fine. I don't think he's sad about it. I don't think he's mad about it. I don't think there's excuses about it. If he had shoulder surgery and his manager took a picture of it and released it, then he did. And he wasn't saying that he had the injury to his labrum during the fight. He was saying pre-fight he had it and he got a shot for it. So,
but hold on, Gonzalo.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, he didn't take a snapshot of Lomachenko and post it. That was from the Linares fight. So all that I've seen so far is that the doctor and the manager, but mostly the doctor, was the one talking about it. I've not seen Lomachenko posting any pictures or talking about it, or even using it as an excuse. So,
but I'm saying though, the news today, I was out today. I was not paying attention to anything today. But let me ask you guys a question: Is the update?
I just wanted to say something to you. There's nothing wrong with being sad about something, bro. That's a natural human emotion.
I don't care if he's sad. Honestly, I don't care if he's sad or not. I don't care. I don't give a shit if he's sad or not. Look,
let me just say something. I don't care too much about what you said. I'm just wanting to add to that. When somebody dies, you have to mourn that. There's a mourning process for everything, man. If you're sad because you lost the biggest competition,
Gonzalo, come on, man. Nobody cries.
Gonzalo. I know you're done with Lomachenko. I understand you're done and you're big on Tio now. And I know Tio got the blueprint. I know he's got the blueprint. Listen, I know he's got the blueprint. I know he figured him out. I know he stopped him at every corner. I know he didn't let him get foot position. I know he dominated him. I just don't see it like that.
Bucho, did you hear what I was saying? Loma can be, he has the right to be sad. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't say that the fans were saying.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking to people.
No, because you were listening to what I was saying. It's very important.
I got you.
No, I got you.
So if I can continue.
Oh, so please wrap it up, man. Wrap it up, Pete, because I got places to be here.
So as far as Loma goes, he's gonna be fine. He's back. As far as Teofimo goes, he won the fight, but I think too much is being made out of it. All right, I think they're hyping him up too much. I didn't see any power. I didn't see him get any knockdowns. I saw Lomachenko, a 30-pounder, eat every one of these supposedly 40-pounders punches. And I don't care if he's going to go to 140 if he wants to, but to say that right out of the gate, I want to see the fight ran back. And listen, I understand he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to see Haney. He doesn't have to see anything. He can do whatever he wants. He's the king. He's got airbrushed, photoshopped belts on him, whatever. He's the king of all kings. I get it. But fuck that shit. Because he didn't bring the power that he should have brought if you're landing every shot that you want.
I disagree with you
on a 130-pounder.
Well, first of all, you opened up a whole.
He did enough to keep him off of him.
He
did enough to keep him off.
No, Loma has a good chin. That's why.
You opened
up
a
a
whole
fucking granite chin.
Hey, you opened up a whole kind of. You opened up. Hold on, fellas.
BD, I don't care if I did because I haven't had a chance to speak yet. I haven't had a chance to speak since the fight, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up that can. I'm just saying what I say.
You opened the bad can.
And there's and furthermore, excuses. Listen, forget an excuse. No one's asking to be excused for anything. But if it's in the news and it comes up, we could talk about it. I don't. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I'll go back and watch the fight again, but I can't hold the judges to a certain standard but the fans, you gotta like slow down a little bit with Teofimo.
But hold on a second. Hold on. Now you opened up a whole can of worms there, and I said closing statements, not something that's gonna give me a hard on for the next episode. No, but you gave me a hard on now because I gotta please.
Can I just say one thing in Lomachenko's favor right here?
D. Finkel.
This is all about Lomachenko and his favor. If we sit here and say that the kid doesn't really have official power, this, that, and the third, I think that takes away from Lomachenko. Because as a boxer, and I've given Lomachenko the credit, as a boxer, I say he's still the best boxer at 135. Although Teofimo, you can beat a guy, doesn't mean you're the better boxer. When you're a good boxer, when you have footwork, you can prevent yourself from getting knocked out like these other guys. You're not a Magdaleno. You're not a Richard Coleman. You are a Lomachenko. Right? So if we say that this guy is one of the best, he showed why he didn't get stopped. It's not a knock on Teofimo's power. That is credit to Lomachenko.
I agree, Jefferson. And also, you got to think that Teofimo's got great power because Lomachenko stayed out of his wheelhouse for the first 7 rounds, man.
Exactly.
That he was very dangerous.
But can I say something? I want to say, Pete, the reason why I'm trying to speed things up is because I'm fucking starving over here, not because I don't want to hear what you guys say.
Starving over here.
You know what? And the worst thing is, Pete, you got that GIF there from Blood in Blood Out when they're in the cafeteria.
That's my boy, Big Al. That's that's Loma's manager right there.
And all I'm thinking about is those pork chops. And those juicy pork chops, I want to get me some of those right now. So I'm fucking
watch your hands, you pimp mobile.
So listen, fellas. I mean, look, I'm gonna ask you guys. Anybody want to say anything to say? Because I'm asking everybody, but I don't think everybody really. Has.
I'll have something quickly.
Can I say something?
Okay, recognize and then apologize. Go ahead, recognize. Go ahead.
Listen, man. We're boxing fans. We have our own opinions. Teofimo, the young kid, is proving himself. I like the route he's going, especially his last 2 fights. Maybe you could even say his last 3 fights. He's fought good competition, and he's come out on top. He's had a little bit of adversity in 2 of those fights, and he came through. These are all good signs of a very a good fighter with good talent. And, the word we like to use, the phrase old school. And I think he's going to be that, even if he falls short. I mean, you cannot take away that at the very least, he was competitive and he put himself into a situation to beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a G. He goes against the grain and he says, "Nah, I want to fight the big motherfuckers. I want to fight those guys." Mm-hmm. And when you do that, eventually you're going to run into a wall you can't knock down, and you might break your shoulder.
And like Rapstar said, when the young fight the best, or the best fight the best, everybody wins. Boxing fans, we win. Apology, man. You want to say something?
Yeah. Credit to Tio. He did what he had to do. He used his strength, which is his power and his counter punching ability. He let his hands go, which is something can do to beat the better boxer or the better man. And he just outworked Lomachenko the majority of rounds. But he's still a young kid. He still has a lot of flaws, especially against southpaws. His offense is a bit leaky. He still drags his feet. And I would like to see him, before he goes in with Taylor, against either Cepeda or Postal, just to see how he handles a decent 140-pounder. And one more thing, BDA, you never answered my question last time. What face cream do you use?
What face cream do I use?
Uses the American Psycho thing there.
Yeah. I use a honey almond body scrub followed by a
Ryan Garcia glaze.
Glaze.
No, I'm being serious. I want to hear the answer.
Who says I use any face cream?
You do. You said.
I expect someone like you in the industry who's about appearance and looking good to use face cream, no?
But if I used to work in the industry a long time ago, and I used to work in a technical capacity, don't assume that I'm working there fucking sucking dick or eating pussy. Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. Like, don't industry workers usually get their face all, clean and ready for the shoot.
Apology, man. You're lacking disrespect towards me, man, and I'm not gonna have that. Not on this show. I'm gonna talk to you later. All right, listen, fella. Anybody else got anything to say? I know it went by quick, man, and I know not everybody that wanted to speak got to speak, but I mean,
Theo is the man now. When Lomachenko was the man, they always hating on him. There was a lot of hate for Lomachenko. I protected him. Well, now Teofimo stepped into those shoes, so
I agree.
Teofimo just gonna have to accept all the fallacies and hate that come toward him. Because when you're the best, you get hated. Nalo hated, Joshua hated. Now Teofimo's gonna be hated, and that's just the fact.
Speaking about that,
I got a confession. I hate D. Jefferson because he beat
D. Jefferson Heyman.
But hold on. Speaking about that, D, I did forget to tell you because I finally checked out the Lomachenko Lopez fight. The end. They did embrace twice. Once after the fight and once before the decision was announced. So I just wanted to clear that up because you said that he was lacking class towards or showing no class towards Lopez. That I saw a different thing there, D. So we gotta give Lomachenko his respect, man.
Can I say one thing? Respect. I've given them respect and protected them. So fuck the damn embrace. Lomachenko fans and boys are atrocious. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. They
You're only supporting Loma just as
got beat.
You're only giving props to Loma to support Tio's win.
If we're gonna
a bigger win for Tio, fuck that.
Oh, that's bullshit.
D. Heyman.
I have videos, so don't bullshit. Don't tell that bullshit.
I've been watching your videos. I've been watching your videos. Goddamn it.
D. Pete's trying to get Pete. You know how Uncle Pete does. But now listen, yeah, I saw that at the end of the fight, and I saw them embrace. I didn't see a lack of class from Lomachenko there.
Embrace.
So
and they gave each other a kiss too. I saw.
See that?
I thought my mother-in-law said go Tio, and I burned down her house today. You saw that? I set fire to her house.
All right.
By the way, I think I'm gonna start disliking Teofimo Lopez just because of his father. I'm sorry, I can't separate what goes outside the ring and inside the ring.
All right, but hold on. All right, guys, I gotta go. Jimmy, you want to say something or?
I just wanted to say, I got to say one thing that I said going into that fight, Loma should do. I just want to say, I think it was pretty cool that he did do. Remember, I said his first punch he hits him with, and remember, I think it was the second round or the third. He caught him with the first real power shot, and he put a lot on it. Remember how the rest of that round, like Loma, I mean, it did stop Lopez from jumping it forward. You could tell, like I think he was trying to knock him out with that shot, but it was just funny that it was smart. He did do that the first time he touched him hard. But I just got to agree with BDA, man. I mean, Bucho, his dad rubs me the wrong way, man. His dad's fucking making a lot of, I don't know, man, get off your kids' coattails and let him enjoy the limelight. That's all. All you guys be safe, all right? And remember, at the end of the day, this is just a game. None of it pays our bills. None of it's holding your hand at your fucking family's funerals. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
That's a good point, boys.
Leader Jimmy, I second that pound for pound show that you want to do because everything's been shaken up.
I do think so. I think everything. Well, not everything, but yeah, I do agree that we need to do a pound for pound. I know some people don't like him because it's subjective, but it's fun. That's what we're here for. For Pete's sakes, we're here to have fun.
I like the pound for pound show, DDA. I like that better. I like that show more than I do Tank Leo Santa Cruz. I think you should do that one.
You stop shitting on my idea, man. All right, go ahead. Apology. Go ahead.
D, when you're next streaming?
I stream every day, fam. Every day.
Every day. All right.
Fucking drove me crazy.
All right, Gonzalo, go ahead.
With the Charlos, with the number one guy getting knocked off, well, for me, Lomachenko and Canelo being inactive and all these like talented guys, no, I think a lot has changed. There's been a reshuffling of the pound for pound divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Of the top 10, I mean.
Absolutely. It's gonna be a good fun couple of last months, man, before the end of the year. We got some interesting fights, and I'm looking forward to them, man. Boxing never... What?
Okay, BDA, we're going to allow you to go eat now. Go get you something.
Yes, please,
go get your
man.
salad. Go get your salad.
All right, take it easy. Listen, guys, thank you again for being on. Everybody, all the panelists, everybody who called in. I got to give a shout out to the people that donated with the super chat. I'm talking about... Hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds here. Come on. Load
Peace,
up.
gentlemen.
All right, take it easy, fellas. Take it easy, everybody in the panel, in the chat room. Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to get to the super chats here. Doesn't seem to want to work. Meanwhile, let me start putting the outro music here. All right, hold on a second, fellas.
Hey, I'm going to take off, but listen, all those who jump ship on Lomachenko, everybody who jumped ship, don't come back. Don't come back. We don't want you back.
If they come back, Uncle, you're going to have to contend with Uncle Pete. All right, shout out to Endgame, shout out to Chris K and Candy Slim who donated with the super chat. Thank you guys for joining us, really appreciate it. Everybody in the chat room as well, you guys know who you are. T-Tone Toledo, Brian Harkin, Uncle Burnt Apostrophe, Springfield, Elias Tufix, Ricky Springfield, good friend of mine. PSK, El Caso de Paz, Apology Man, Tim Wilder, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, who was in the chat room as well. The Brotherhood, Elias, Grievous, Jonathan Finch, I forgot everybody who called in as well. Guys, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Catch you on the next one. Gonna get a bite to eat.